Strange Goblin, how you doing, bro? Welcome, welcome. Ugh, another rainy day here in Cape Town. Diffin, how you doing? Let me just fucking pause all of this shit. Alright. Yeah, there we go. It should work. How you guys doing? Welcome. Man, I did not think I was going to be able to stream today, considering I have so much documentation that I have to get ready for my license, and then I get to the shop to print all of the documentation, and then the printer doesn't work. So now it's like, fuck, I'm going to have to do this tomorrow probably, because I'm not doing it. It's raining, it's miserable, I don't want to be outside. Hey, Kiki, how are you? How's it going today? Not great. Not great, actually, because, well, I wanted to get some paperwork done. And I'm not getting paperwork done. So it's not a good day for me. I hate paperwork to begin with. I hate errands. I don't like running errands. I wish I could pay someone to fucking run my errands for me. But since I don't have someone that runs my errands for me, I have to do it myself. But then I get annoyed at the fact that I have to do it. And then I get especially annoyed when I get everything ready. You know, I've written all of the documents. I've gotten everything ready. I've contacted all the relevant parties to get all of the documentation. Now I just need to print it so that I can go down to the traffic department so that tomorrow morning when I get to the traffic department, they can give me a new license so that I don't get fined whenever they catch me. But then I get to the shop and I'm like, hey, can you print this stuff? And then they go, yeah, printer doesn't work. It's like, motherfucker. Why? Why was this happen to me? Now, why couldn't the printer just work and we didn't have to go through all of this? Just finished new Star Wars Acolyte series. How is it? Different. So, of course, one in the UK. It is raining like fucking crazy here in Cape Town, bro. It's been raining for the last 3, almost 4 days now. Just non-stop rain. I have clothes that's on the line. Inside, obviously, not outside. I'm not a moron. But inside, on the line, it's been there for 2 days. It still is wet. I think, actually, it may be wetter than when I put it up in the first place. Like, when I took it out of the washing machine to let it dry, I think it's wetter now. It's taking on moisture rather than letting it go. It's fucking nuts. I'm running out of clothes. I'm running out of clothes. In about 2 days from now, I'm going to be sitting here fucking naked. No more clothes. All my clothes wet because it won't dry because it's just constantly raining. Oh, shit. Shay, how you doing? Oh, wait. That is your winter, right? It's supposed to be summer here? Yes, it's winter for us. So, it's very cold. And wet. Cape Town is winter wet. Buy a t-shirt? I'm not going to buy a t-shirt. I have t-shirts. They're just wet at the minute. Printer for whatever reason. Shay, in the event of me needing to print something once every 5 years, I have to go out and buy a fucking printer? I never print anything. It's only when I have to renew my license that I print stuff. Otherwise, I don't print anything. Why would I buy a printer just so that it can sit there gathering dust? I had a printer. And then I didn't bring it with me to Cape Town because it was just sitting there, not doing anything. Never used. Never. In fact, I think actually what happened was the ink in my printer dried the fuck out. That's how little printing I was doing. Like the one day that I wanted to print something, the ink was dead. And so I went to the store where they sell the ink shop, I guess you call it. And they were like, oh yeah, that does happen if you don't use the ink often enough. I'm like, the fuck? I don't have that much shit to print. So now I have to print stuff just for the fun of it? Like, no, I don't need a printer. Just go to the shop, take your memory stick. This one didn't fucking work. This exact one here that didn't work. But you take this memory stick to the shop, and then they're supposed to take whatever is on this memory stick, and they have to print it. But it didn't work this time. I was laid down by technology. I'm an IT systems admin. The moment a printer finds his way into my house, I'd effing shoot the infernal thing. I imagine as working in IT for a company, the biggest problem is usually the printers, right? Print heads clog if you don't use them. Not sure about laser printers. But Shay, okay, so my question is, how much shit do you print? In general, how much shit do you print? Keyboard Mao, how you doing? Correct, they're a big source of our pain in the office. Oh man. The best story I've ever heard from a friend of mine who's also in IT, he was doing IT repairs at the South African military. And he walked into one of the general's offices, and because he was going office to office sorting out all of their problems because they had allowed their problems to sort of get terrible over time. And so he gets to this general's office and he goes, so what's wrong with your PC? And the general goes, my coffee cup holder is broken. And my friend says, he looks at this guy and he's like, your what? And he's like, my coffee cup holder. And my friend's like, sir, I repair PCs. I don't know what's wrong with your PC. And he's like, the coffee cup holder is broken. And my friend's like, General, PCs don't have coffee cup holders. And he goes, then what is this thing? And he points to the CD-ROM. This dude, every morning, would open the CD-ROM and just put his cup on top of the CD-ROM because that's where the coffee sits, right? And eventually he had spilled so much fucking coffee inside that thing that it would no longer open, so the coffee cup holder is broken. This was back in the day when CDs were still being used, by the way. This wasn't recently. This was back in the day when CDs was still the premier way of getting things on and off of your computer. So, yeah, I've heard some wild stories from IT technicians. Niara, how you doing? At least a couple of times a week, sometimes several pages daily. For fucking what? What do you do, Shay? No human being prints a couple of pages a day. Unless, of course, you're pirating books and selling the pirated copies to people. In which case, I'll believe you. Dude, I hate the fact that we still work with paper. And not because I give a fuck about nature. I couldn't care less. I just hate the fact that people still want paper. Like, why can't I just email you the shit? Like, let me just email you the shit and you email the shit back to me and we don't have to worry about paper. The other day, I had to sign a form for something. I can't remember for what. But there was a company contacted me that I had to sign a form. And I go on Adobe PDF signing thing, whatever the fuck that website is called. And I make a signature, right? It's a digital signature. It's mine. It's fine. They come back to me the next day and they're like, sir, we need you to print this document and sign with a pen. We will not accept digital signatures. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Are you for real? I have to print this and sign it. So after struggling a little bit to try and print this and also not wanting to do it myself, I thought, wait, I've got an idea. So I go back on Adobe PDF. But this time, instead of using the digital printer, I literally take my mouse, right? I take my mouse in the pen setting, and I just sign my name as if I'm signing, right? And I send that through to them. And they accept it. They say, thank you very much. We appreciate that. I'm like, fuckers. That is as digital as it comes. I did not print that at all. I did not scan that into anything. My hand never touched that fucking paper. But fuck you for trying. So there's a nice little way around that, by the way. Just make it seem like you wrote it, and it's fine. They don't even know the difference. Z Vengeance, how you doing, fam? Grofar, how you doing, bro? Aragast, how you doing? Sign with ink and a quail, and send the form with a pigeon. In South Africa, pigeon may actually be faster. My government allowed us to file stuff online. At first, it meant downloading a form and then sending it filled via snail. Oh, that still fucking pisses me off. When companies contact you and they say, you have to mail us this document. And it's like, here's a big one. A friend of mine told me that they had to fax a document the other day. We're talking 6 months ago. Fax a fucking document. Dude, who the fuck still owns a fax machine? Do you know how difficult it is to find anywhere that has faxes? Like, that will send the fax? No one has fax. Even the shops that do the printing here don't have fax machines anymore. You can just email it. But this company was like, no, we need a fax from you. And he's like, wait, what? Where the fuck am I supposed to do this? Yeah, just smoke signals, let's go. That's old school. Dude, fax is like, for a while, fax machines were huge. And then they sort of just overnight disappeared. Like, just overnight. They went, because there was a time, even when internet was already a thing, where fax machines were just considered to be sort of like a natural thing, you know? Email was already out. You already had email. But for some reason, it was like, yeah, faxes were just considered to live alongside emails. And then somehow it just I don't think it's actually email that killed the fax machine. I think it's things like WhatsApp, the ability to instant messenger, the ability to take a picture on your phone and just message it to someone. Dude, this is one of my favorite things now with pharmacies, just FYI. And I realized that I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about right now. I'm just giving you guys random thoughts here. But one of my favorite things now with my pharmacy, when I have to get a prescription filled, yeah, I literally just phone my dad. I'm like, hey, this is what's wrong. Can you give me some, like, a prescription for something? I WhatsApp the prescription to the pharmacy, and they fill it. I literally just walk in and pick up the bag. That shit rocks. I remember when they would require you to print it and then take it to them in physical form. Now it's just like, fuck it. I'll just WhatsApp it to you. You guys can print it there. I like the digital age. The world is doomed. Why is it doomed? Never in my life have I used fax. How old are you, Frozen Solid? Elodie, how you doing, bro? 29. Wait, is that right? Could you be 29 and never have used a fax before? Oh, Aragos, we don't have that. It would depend. Do you guys have a central healthcare system? Because obviously in South Africa, we don't have a centralized healthcare system. Thank fuck. Not yet. They're trying to get that in, but we don't have that yet. So every pharmacy here operates under their own thing. Every doctor operates under. So there's no way that you would have a code that gets you anywhere. Unless, of course, you go to the doctor and you use the doctor's pharmacy. Otherwise, no. Remember when pagers were introduced for the first time? Okay, so pager, I've never had a pager. Thank fuck I'm not that old. I've never had a pager. So that's all right. But I had a Tamagotchi, yeah. But I feel like Tamagotchis aren't that old, though. I've seen new-ish Tamagotchis as well. They're coming back. Dude, I had a Tamagotchi. Oh my fuck, did I have a Tamagotchi? I remember my mom, it was so bad that our school banned them. Like, the headmaster got up on a Monday morning and he was like, right, none of you are allowed to bring your Tamagotchis to school anymore. And we're like, aww. So then, from there on, my mum had to take care of the fucking Tamagotchi. Now, you have to remember, I have 4 brothers, but at the time, I only had 2, right? My mum would spend every fucking morning of her life taking care of my Tamagotchi, my brother's Tamagotchi, and my other brother's Tamagotchi. So she had to take care of 3 Tamagotchis every single morning until we got in the car. And then as soon as you get in the car, you're like, where's my Tamagotchi? Where's my Tamagotchi? Is it alive? Is it alive? Although it didn't last this long, I remember playing with Tamagotchi for maybe, say 2 months, 3 months, and then got bored, you know? And I was like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. Same and my Tamagotchi pet died because of this. Sad. Oh, damn. Mine threw mine out in the rain over an argument, then I had to hard reset. Oh, man. No, my mom never did anything like that, luckily. She just beat the shit out of me if we argued. But I'm over it now. You used all yours in about 10 years. I don't know where my Tamagotchis even are now. I think they're long gone. Tamagotchi are arguably more difficult than looking after a real dog. From Bash, unironically, not a fucking lie. Like, those things would die so fucking quickly. I miss the times of trading card games in school. I was hustling Pokemon cards, scamming first years. Oh, dude, I had a friend who played Magic the Gathering at school. And he ended up with something like over 1,000 fucking Magic the Gathering cards. Just from, I don't know how he did it. I've never really played Magic the Gathering. But he would also scam people out of their Magic the Gathering cards. Faxes were made obsolete through a coup orchestrated by the mailman mafia to get monopoly on mail delivery. Don't believe me? Google it. I just made it up. Silver Cop and I. Dude, you may have just made it up, but I'm choosing to believe that. From now on, that's the story that I will tell people. Did you have, like, Chupa Chups lollies? They used to have, like, cool toys with it. Chupa Chup. No, I don't know what the fuck that is. Prickle Fox Gaming, how you doing? Use the word scam as that's what you did to the younger kids. But then we discovered color printers and I never had problems with rare cards anymore. Chupa Chups and undefeated lollies. Dude, what the hell is a Chupa Chup? Hold up, I need to check. Chupa Chups. Wait, this looks like it's drinks. The fuck? Is it this? Evelian, how you doing? Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ravy G, how you doing, bro? Yeah, we have these from Take-A-Lot. You can get these, which is called Fizz Pop. They're pretty good, though. On the inside, they have sherbet, which is, like, I mean, it's as good as a lollipop can be, I guess. But I've never seen Chupa Chups. They do seem to have them here. Very fucking expensive, though. Like this shit. I don't know what this is, but it's some kind of Chupa Chups thing. It's quite expensive. $769? Like, motherfucker. That is quite a pricey little bag of candy, I guess. It's an A-brand lollipop. Doing all right. Had a busy few days at work. Been playing Ghost of Tsushima again. How's that game going? Mana Lords cheaper? Dude, you could buy 2 Mana Lords for the price of this one bag of candy. So, yeah. Mana Lords is actually unironically cheaper. Actually, this is almost the price of a AAA game on discount. I played 10 hours yesterday. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be my type of game though. That's why I'm not falling for that bullshit. Some expensive sugar. Yeah, that's I'm not willing to pay that. I'm just not willing to pay that. It seems a bit rough for me. Try the borrowed version offline. No, I don't like doing that. Yeah, Grofel, I've seen Preach did interview Yoshi P, but as always, I will wait one full 24 hours before I even attempt to react to it. Just out of courtesy for Preach, you know, let his video get the views first, and then I'd be happy to react. I know in the past, Preach has asked people to give him at least 24 hours. So even though he didn't necessarily ask, I'll still do the exact same. I played it on the PS4, but bought it again on PC for the better graphics and higher frame rate. Ah, man, I don't know. I feel like you guys are just lying to me. I feel like I'm just being lied to. I feel like I'm going to buy Ghost of Tsushima, then I'm going to spend literally 5 hours playing it, and I'm going to be like, not my type of game. So I'm not going to buy it. I'll wait for it to go on special, because it is fucking quite expensive, not going to lie. Okay, Brickle Fox, let's examine this. I express some level of discomfort at buying Ghost of Tsushima. Your response is, it's a really good game. You should play it in Japanese, a language that you do not fucking speak or understand. That really would make the game unbearable for me, I would imagine. I don't do subtitles. I hate subtitles. I try to skip anything that has subtitles, even if it is good. It's one of the reasons I've not watched Godzilla X Kong or whatever the fuck that movie is called, or Godzilla X or whatever. You know, the new Godzilla movie that came out? Not X Kong, Godzilla 1, -1, something to that effect. I've not watched it because apparently it's subtitles and I refuse. I just straight up refuse. I will not watch something with subtitles. If I want to read, I'll read. But when I watch a movie, do it in fucking English. I don't care that you're Japanese. Do it in English. It's as simple as that. I will not watch the shit that's in other languages. It's obviously meant for Japanese people, so let them watch it. If they wanted me to watch it, they would have done it in English. I'm close-minded as fuck when it comes to this shit. Rubbing their dirty hands right now. No. The original movie needs to be... I don't watch dubs either, because that's actually worse. Then you may as well just watch the... read the fucking subtitles. Talking to each other, though? Shay, I get that. I do the same. I rarely watch the original interview. I like watching other people react to the interview. And I would love to react to Preacher's interview. But I also don't want to do it because, like I said, it's just, I think, common courtesy to give a video 24 hours before you react to it. Even though I don't think I'm going to, like, steal thousands of views from Preach. I still feel like it's, you know, maybe the fair thing to do is to give it 24 hours. The Kurosawa mode is also pretty good, but makes combat a bit harder to read. Bro, reject foreign films instantly. Out of the gate. Like, someone comes up to me and they say, bro, you have to see this movie. It's the greatest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. The action is perfect. The acting is perfect. They have the cutest girls in the movie. It's in Chinese. Fuck it, I'm out. I'm out. Say no more. I will not be watching that. Like, that's literally the magic word. You can tell me, while you're watching this movie, the lead actress is actually going to give you a blowjob as you're watching it. And I'd be like, oh shit, tell me more. Well, it's in Mexican. Say no more. I won't watch it. It's fine. I'll help myself. I'm not fucking sitting through that. I'm sorry. Why would I sit there, read subtitles, and not see the movie? Because you're not seeing the movie. You're sitting there reading the fucking subtitles on the screen. And my brain keeps rereading them. I finish the sentence on the screen, then I read it again and again and again. I end up not watching anything that happens in the movie. I just sit there and read the fucking subtitles like a moron. Even the English bits. I understand English, by the way. I can speak it and understand it. I'm still reading the English subtitles as they're speaking English on the screen. Because this is where I focus now. So I hate... my brain can't do subtitles. Like, subtitles to me just... no bueno. Or however the fuck you say that. Is there something only native English speakers can say? I don't know where you are from, though. I, for example, don't watch movies in my language and watch it only in English. Which anime... which anime I do watch with subtitles? So, Evelyn, I'm from South Africa. I'm not natively English. I'm actually Afrikaans. My first language is Afrikaans. My mother tongue is Afrikaans. English second language. And I still prefer watching shit in English. Afrikaans is cringe as shit. I don't know. Maybe it's just the type of movies they make in Afrikaans. But the only real... like, movies in Afrikaans only work if they're comedies. Like, Afrikaans is a phenomenal comedy language. but not good with anything else. Like love movies or movies about romance and shit in Afrikaans is like cringe shit. Horror shit's cringe. I don't like any of that, but comedy's good. Isn't Twitch chat basically subtitles? Well, it's literally 100% subtitles, but that is one of the reasons why there are certain games that I don't play on stream. So you guys will notice that a lot of my more story-heavy games, I won't play on stream. Because I won't be able to get into it. And when I'm playing like a super fucking RPG, I want to get into it. You know, I want to sit there. I don't want to talk. I don't want to like have a fucking conversation. I just want to get in, get stuck in there and just be transported and teleported to a new world, you know? So there are games that I like to do that with, like Ixion, we played yesterday. That's super fun to stream because basically I'm just chatting while something is on the screen. But yeah, there are games that I just don't do it with. You never watched Krunge nie Bos? I did watch Krunge nie Bos, yeah. That's cock, maar at night. That's why you hate us? I hate you? Dude, why would how could I hate you if I spend more time with you guys than I spend with literally anyone else? Like, there's no other person or group of people in my life that I spend more time with. And I agree with you. I agree with you. I think there's also the problem that I have with story games on stream is it kind of defeats the whole purpose of stream. You know, to stream is to watch someone else have fun. And playing video games with your stream is about the interaction while you're playing the video game. If I were to fire up something like Cyberpunk 2077, there's so many cutscenes, so much in-game talking, so little time for chat and the streamer to actually converse with one another that it sort of feels like at that point, turn off your camera and just don't say shit, you know? Just do a silent playthrough. Let chat just come in and watch you play the game. Which I wonder if that would work. Do you think that would work? If you did like silent playthroughs? So you legit don't say a word. You fire up the game, no camera, no nothing. You just play. Literally full-blown silence. You just play the game, and the viewers just sit there. No commentary, fuck all. You're just sitting there. Just, that's it. No enjoyment of the game. If you interacted with the chat, you would miss so many things. Agreed. Witcher 3 is a great example of that. Is it standard in South Africa to learn English as a second language, or is it something you can elect to take? No, I think English is pretty much mandatory in South Africa. So we have, obviously, Afrikaans schools, English schools, and then there are some other language schools, especially in like the trust and stuff, but English is standard. So even in Afrikaans schools, the only thing that would differ is if you went to an English school, most often you would take Afrikaans second language, which is like an easier version of Afrikaans. If you go to an Afrikaans school like I did, you take English second language, which is like an easier version of English. And you know, same for Zulu. Nowadays people can take Zulu and stuff of that nature. Zanarath, how you doing, bro? Wait, who have been... What? Zanarath? I don't get the reference. He keeps us in check, though, through interactions? Yeah, I don't know what Zanarath is on about. Yeah, so in South Africa, we have 12, actually. CCS? CCS? Why are you disrespecting the deaf people? Deaf people, sorry. They're not dead yet, but they might be soon. But they don't hear, and they have a language too. You bigoted motherfucker. Dude, it's 2024. Can you respect just for once, respect the people that can't hear. You know? They also have a language. It is also an official one. Okay? Sign language. South African Sign Language. Anyways, I guess it comes with a different accent or some shit. But anyways, so we have 12 official languages, including sign language. I don't know if anyone takes sign language in school. I've never had that. Well, to be fair, when I was in school, sign language was considered to be only a language for deaf people. But that's obviously changed now. But yeah, the business language of South Africa is English. So no matter what language you speak, you are expected to, at least on a business level, be able to speak English. 12 official, that's a lot. Yeah. But remember, South Africa is made up of different cultures. That's why people refer to us as the Rainbow Nation. Because there's a fuck ton of different cultures. Dead people can't hear. True. And I thought Switzerland with their 4 is an anomaly. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Not for this audience. Many people come to hang out with you, Akko, not to watch a playthrough. Kyle, no, that's true, right? So in my thing, I will never be able to be a pure game streamer, but that's also kind of my fault. Because I don't ever fucking just play video games. Like, I think to myself, like, literally just before the stream stopped. Like, not even an hour ago. We've only been live for 30 minutes, by the way. It's felt like fucking forever, but it's only been 30 minutes. Literally, less than 30 minutes ago, I was sitting here going, you know what? I want to play some Ixion right now. I'm going to go live. We're going to play Ixion. And here we are chatting mad fucking shit about deaf people. That's how this goes. You know, never in my entire fucking life have I started a stream with an objective where that objective has been reached. Ever. Ever, ever. It's never been reached. There's always something that removes the objective from the stream, and then we go into some wild fucking direction that I didn't plan on. Have you jumped away from the moon already? Well, what? What moon? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've moved on a little bit. Gregory, how you doing, bro? You missed yesterday, Gregory. Were you here when we were playing Ixion again? I am 35 years old today. My midlife crisis has now begun. Bro, happy birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, give me some hearts in chat for Cesius on this most auspicious of birthdays. Well, you completed Halo, so that's once. Yeah. We did complete Halo 1. We haven't completed any of the other Halos, though. Happy day of imprisonment. Wait, what? You get imprisoned on your birthday? Holy shit, that's rough. One day I'll grow into a big boy streamer that finishes games on stream. You'll see. It'll happen. But that day's not today. But it will eventually happen. I never played Ixion, but I know that the music is made by the same guy that made the OST for Mechanicus, so good. Dude, Ixion is a really fun game. Didn't expect it to accelerate so much. Due to hull depletion. Oh yeah, Aragast. Yeah. The hull fucks you. The hull fucks you. This is very true. Zeputzer, how you doing, bro? Will you play? No. Zeputzer, I don't have access to said beta. So unless Blizzard sends me access to the beta, I will not be playing it. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for asking. I will also not be buying access. I have said this before. I'll say it again for everyone that still needs to hear it. I have a principled line in the sand. It's my red line. I refuse to pay more than standard edition for any game. No matter what game it is, no matter how good the game is, no matter what company makes the game, standard edition is it. So unless the beta access is in the standard edition, I'm not buying it. I don't want to incentivize bad behavior, and I specifically don't want to incentivize companies putting things like early access and beta access into more expensive versions of their games so they can suck my little pee-pee. I'm not doing it. Figure out what is Circle of Stars Made Flesh is referring to? No, not yet. Not yet. Do you buy games when they're like 50% off? She says, yeah, from time to time. Especially if it's games that I'm not sure about. Like AAA games, I like to pay as little as possible. So most AAA games that I own, I bought when they were like dirt cheap. Like 40% off, 60% off, 50% off, any amount of off, really. That's when I'll buy them. If it's AAA. Indie, I like to support pretty much day one, you know, because I feel like they deserve it. So, yeah. Indie, I'll buy as soon as I can, or as soon as I want to play it. The Circle of Stars, what about that locker thing Zadatat has in the new cinematic? You're talking about the Dark Art. We don't know anything about the Dark Art. The Circle of Stars Made Flesh is an interesting line, because the Circle of Stars was the room, obviously, just before we fought N'Zoth. When it says, when the Whisper says that the Circle of Stars have become flesh, I don't have a fucking clue what that would mean, unless it's referring to Ajara herself. So, when Ajara got pulled out of the room of the Circle of Stars, she somehow became the Circle of Stars. And remember, it says, to find him, drown yourself in the Circle of Stars, which may actually refer to Ajara. So through Ajara is how we will find whatever or whoever. That would be my best guess at the minute. Wait, there is another cinematic besides the previous one? Wait, you haven't seen Shadow and Fury? What if it refers to a constellar being affected by Curse of Flesh? Well, we've not seen that yet, so it could refer to that, but that's not happened yet. Oh, I mean, we can watch that, but I don't know why that would be important. Because it's just gameplay shit, right? So there's no lore stuff in there. And then I'll watch it offline some other time. Very narrative for a gameplay trailer. Shows the zones, but if you followed Alpha, you saw it already, I believe. There is some lore stuff if you haven't seen anything from The War Within. I mean, I've seen everything up until now that there is to see about The War Within, so I'm assuming there's not much else to see there. Yeah. I have an update for those of you that isn't from South Africa, but nevertheless care about the politics of South Africa. It would appear that at least at the moment, the rumor mill suggests that we will have an ANC, EFF, Patriotic Alliance coalition in South Africa. So, yeah, that's going to be super fun. That's going to be very interesting. Yeah, CCS, all of the rumors coming out now suggest that that's the ANC. So the ANC know that they can't go with the DA. Going with the DA would instantly mean that the MK and the EFF will basically launch votes of no confidence in the president every single week. And they'll win because about 30 to 40% of the ANC current membership will immediately leave the ANC and join the MK should the ANC join the DA. So the ANC cannot join the DA in a coalition because almost half of the ANC members will not work with the DA. So now the ANC basically is caught between a rock and a hard place. If they join the MK, the ANC dies because the MK will consume them. If they join EFF, the ANC may die, but they may actually survive that. But at least if they join the EFF, MK won't make any trouble. So the ANC, EFF, PA alliance looks like the future of the country. Oh yeah, they can't stand the DA. You have to remember, the DA is the... It kind of pisses me off, but according to the ANC and the EFF, the DA is a right-wing party. I'm in the center, and I know that the DA is a left-wing party. The only thing about the DA that makes them maybe a little bit more right-wing than the ANC is the fact that they like free markets, right? They're a free market party. They don't believe in socialism. But other than that, the DA is like super left. There's only one conservative or right-wing party in South Africa, and that's the Freedom Front Plus. They're the only openly conservative party. The DA is left-wing, but according to the ANC and the EFF, the DA is right-wing, and so they refuse to work with the DA. Remotely true, but it's because they're too far to the left. Oh yeah, of course. Digit, I have no idea. Seizures, this is true, yes. This is very true. Sadly. Yeah, South Africa is a ticking time bomb. It is actually scary. I'm not gonna lie. It is scary. There's a part of me that goes, if the ANC and the EFF join forces, there might not be a country left by next month. Like, the country could implode by next month if that happens. But that's probably what we need. Hey, but the weather is nice. At least. At least. So what are you guys doing? What's everyone up to? Lucy Dreamer, how you doing? Yeah, but I like the cold. Okay. I'll bite. What's this? A 7th time runner and eating breakfast tacos. I'm at work too. I'm almost done with my work for today. Only 1 hour left. Nice, bro. Making generate 40k AI art. Nice. Being sick and playing Mob Remix. Oh shit, Kiki, what's wrong? I'm working and being frustrated at the silly people. I want to see this. Hold up.
Morning, welcome back. Oh, before you watch this video, I need to see your ID first. I mean, I love your confidence. Just need to confirm some things. You can never be too sure with all this Photoshop going around. By the way, I had to get rid of J-Hope in the background because the camera kept focusing on his face instead of mine. What the hell, man? I know my voice can sometimes sound AI coded, but my face is literally a real face. He was just a drawing. But if you're like me, you might have a lot of doubts about what someone looks like online. Is that your real face? Do you partake in mewing? Are your parents' names A and I? There are now mixed race people who are half human, half filter. With the way beauty technology has evolved to be almost undetectable to the untrained eye, how we're able to pop into a clinic during lunch and come out as a new sim character, I'm starting to wonder, have we gone too far with the looks maxing? To the point where our faces have strayed too far from the original plot. What is this, Hunter x Hunter? Which I thought was a kid's show because the artwork? It is not. And I know looks can change as people get older. Maybe you went from the nerd genre to an emo concept during 2002 to 2003, but unless you're hitting a spontaneous adult puberty 7 to 8 times during your lifetime, our faces should stay relatively the same. Segue into facelifts, a plastic surgery procedure that eradicates all your wrinkles, geared towards people who are older and
Dude, why would you do this to yourself?
I need to know what inspired the first person to do it, like the first person that milked the cow. We're not talking about the viral viral botched facelifts that we've seen on TikTok by Dr. Kim. The Chinese surgeon with a Korean last name, who's famous in America, with training from Seoul and a clinic in Japan? Talk about Mr. Worldwide. But more so the procedures performed by the wickedly talented surgeons who can somehow defy the laws of gravity by how their clients' faces just snap back into place. Did they dabble in time magic? Some of these results are insane. Take this picture for example. If I had to guess how old this lady is, I'd say she's in her 30s, early 40s. Turns out—
Wait, no. What? No.
into place. Did they dabble in time magic? Some of these results are insane. Take this picture for example. If I had to—
30s? I wouldn't say that. You look at the lines around her eyes, I would say at least early 40s. Like, no fucking shot. Or like a lady that's been smoking way too much in her 30s. Like, sure, then maybe, but this is like 40, maybe early 40s. I could even see like mid 40s maybe being a thing, but no fucking shot is she in her 30s. I'm in my 30s, and I want to think I don't look this old yet. Although I know I don't look this old because people constantly go, "How old are you?" And then I say 39, and they're like, "No shot. You look like you're in your 20s." So I know for a fact I don't look like I'm 39.
Guess how old this lady is? I'd say she's in her 30s, early 40s. Turns out, after getting a facelift at 59 years old, she's de-aged herself so much, she's ready to debut as a Targaryen on—
Wait, which one's before and which one's after? I'm assuming this is after, right? The one on the right must be after. No, there is definitely a difference, but it looks more like a makeup difference. It looks like a bit of a lighting. There's also a yellowish thing going on. Like she's got yellow fever or something. But either one of these looks fine. Like, I don't know why you would want to make changes to yourself. You know? Like, she doesn't look... I'm assuming the left one is the before one. And the right one is the after one. But my problem is in the before one, you didn't look bad. Like, you look normal. You actually look good. I think it just said something about she's in her 50s. That's fucking good for your 50s.
House of Dragons. How is this even possible? Are you sure this isn't a before and after of someone getting older put in the wrong order? I thought real life reverse aging was still in its Kickstarter research phase. Where were the patch notes for this buff? I didn't get the memo. When plastic surgery is done correctly by a really skilled professional, it's amazing to see what it can actually do for someone. Especially now, when looking old is an insecurity a lot of people have. Society, man. Aging is a blessing, and we should embrace it. But come on, who wouldn't want to open up a fresh save file with a new character now with pretty privilege? You know if the facelift was properly done when the patient looks more or less the same. They now look like the 8 hours of sleep every single night.
I want to be honest. I kind of understand why women get it. There is a lot of pressure on women. And ladies, I do have to say this. The pressure actually comes from you guys, not from men. Most men don't give a fuck, just to be clear. But you guys put a hell of a lot of pressure on yourselves, and other girls put a lot of pressure on girls. So I kind of understand it for women. I don't think I'll ever understand why men want to do that. The fact is, right, older men are oftentimes considered to be more handsome than their younger counterparts. When you're like in your early 20s, specifically in your teens, but even in your early 20s, men can look very awkward. You know, you've not really grown into your body yet. Your face still looks a little bit awkward. You still maybe have a little bit of a baby face going on. And then you get a little bit older, you know, you get a couple of lines, maybe you get a bit of gray in your beard, a bit of gray in your hair. And a lot of fucking girls just freak out over, you know, the salt and pepper look, the bit more older weathered look. Girls like that shit, right? So if you're a man and you're getting plastic surgery, it's like, dude, why? Why are you trying to do this? There is literally no downside to you as a man getting older. You're allowed to get older. It's perfectly fine. Girls like that shit. Guys also don't mind that you get older, by the way. But I know that doesn't help. You're not going to listen to me. Who the fuck's going to listen to me? You're going to keep, I don't know, doing mad shit. Yeah, the silver fox look. It's very important for the inner world to accept yourself. Very true, Lucy. I agree. Some men age like fine wine. Women be getting full facial reconstruction, and then I'm getting shit for being lazy and not shaving my beard for a month. Dude, just don't shave ever, and people think it's a fashion choice.
For 40 years version of themselves. Although, I have this really funny picture in my head. Unless a 70-year-old senior citizen gets work done on their entire body, I'm just imagining a frail 4-foot grandma showing up to bingo night in her Skechers windbreaker combo with a yassified, bold glamour face. Approach everything you see on social media with a grain of salt. Sometimes pictures can be faked. Well, technically anything can be. This one here had me confused. The change was so drastic. This picture came from a clinic in Turkey, and I really didn't believe it.
Fuck me. No shot.
2 years worth of plastic surgery. That includes a facelift, blepharoplasty, and a nose job. I swear, this is
no.
Two different people.
Fuck
just
me.
look at the eye color. But then I looked a little closer. Why would a plastic surgery clinic go through all the trouble of finding someone with a similar face structure who's also conveniently older? Seems like a lot of work for something you could easily disprove. I think the surgeon that worked on this face was just really skilled. But I do suspect them of photoshopping and face tuning the after photo.
Dude, there's no shot, man. If this is real, life is a lie now. If this is real, life is a lie. Because you're gonna get that girl on the right in the bar, and you're gonna think, man, let's do this. Because that's a hot fucking chick. Let's not lie to each other. But, dude, we're gonna start to need truth mirrors. You guys know, in like vampire movies or some shit, or like monster movies, right? Where the witch looks super beautiful, but then you see her in the mirror, and she's actually this old fucking ugly hag. We're gonna need mirrors like that now. Where whenever you bring a girl home from the club, you go stand in front of this mirror and just look straight, like look dead ahead. Let me just see some shit here. Because this is getting nuts. We're at a point now where you can't trust anything anymore. If this is real.
Maybe throw in a couple beauty filters here and there as well. And with the different eye colors, I'm realizing
yeah, we need truth lenses.
As a connoisseur and victim to the blue eyes cosplay curse, this is a K-pop idol contact lens stare. There's a phenomenon with celebrity ages recently, where they can look somewhere between the ages of 30 to 60 in the span of 2 years. 1 year they'll look like their age, and then in a year or two, they show up as a cosplay of themselves from 10 years ago. There was a trend of taking out your buccal fat a few years ago that swept through social media. Pronounced cheekbones and angular jawlines were in. It doesn't matter if you can't read, when you can just eat the books. But now we're realizing the fat in
Okay, I need to say something here.
It doesn't matter if you can't read, when you can just eat.
Why would you do this to yourself? So if you're gonna get plastic surgery, cool. But do it to look better. In no universe does the lady on the right look better than the lady on the left. It just doesn't. You look physically weird. It's a downgrade to where you would have been if you just kept your face fucking normal. Like, just don't do anything and you'd be looking fine. But why are you, like, removing the fat from your cheeks and puffing up your lip? Dude, that puffed up lip bullshit, that train needs to die. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why girls think that the big fat lips are beautiful. They're really not. Like, trust me, they're not. If you're a white chick, the big fat fucking lips, it's not working for you. Don't do that. It doesn't fit you. Like, black ladies having that shit naturally? Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Perfect. Stick to fucking what you know, please. Like, just stop doing that shit. It is weird. It looks fake. It literally looks fake. I don't want to kiss this lady. I don't. It feels plastic. You never seen this meme? The Lies Man? Wait, what meme is this?
Me, my card's been declined. Try it again. Buy me product.
Bro, what the? No. No, come on, no. Dude, this is not real. It can't be real. We can't be living in this. Like, how am I supposed to trust anyone? I'm starting to experience a midlife fucking crisis here. You can't trust anyone. Like that beautiful little girl that you're seeing that you think is so fucking hot. She is just the shit. And then on your wedding night, the next morning you wake up, she gets out of the shower, just washed her face, and you realize, I fucking married an old lady. I married a grandma. What the hell's going on here? How do you break that news to your family? This is beyond dangerous.
Eat the books. But now we're realizing the fat in our faces are the preservatives that keep us from aging. Like that bag of salad you bought last week that you forgot about. Oh,
I will say it again, facial fat is good fat. With the rise of these two trends, we're losing fat in our face, and that can lead to premature aging. Fat in our face is supportive, especially in our mid-face. With rapid weight loss, we see flattening of the cheeks, which leads to deeper folds below. With buccal fat removal, we're losing some of the support in our lower face, which can also lead to jowling down the road. Celebs were the leaders of these two trends, and that's why I think we're going to see them going for early, subtle, quiet facelifts.
so the people who have taken out their cheek fat are regretting it, putting it back in, and topping everything off with a facelift to look youthful again. Our faces are customizable to an extent. This isn't a video game where you can change your appearance as much as you want with money without any repercussions. I always wondered what happens to your government-issued IDs when you buy a new face. Like, you'd have to take the photo again, right? A TSA agent is gonna look at your passport and think, if you're gonna fake—
Oh, Lucy, that must suck. Lucy just out here living her best life. You know, just going about living life. And everyone now looks at Lucy going, that bitch had plastic surgery. Look at her. Look at the no fat in the cheeks. You just know that lady has work done. And Lucy's just out here trying to live her life. That must suck fucking dick. Like, that must suck. Although, to be fair, it does happen. You know, it does happen where people just, I think because it's so common now, if you don't, like, if you look a little younger than what you actually are, people just sort of assume that you must have had some work done. You know, there must have been some work. Not realizing that with the way in which we're eating healthier, we have much more access to great nutrients, and people have gotten aware of how bad the sun actually is for your skin, people are just naturally not aging as poorly, you know, as they used to. Except, of course, celebrities who live terrible lives and then have to do all sorts of miraculously medical shit just to look normal. Freya, yeah, very true.
Fake an identity, at least scam someone who looks your age. There's even instances where people weren't able to return home after getting cosmetic procedures done in another country.
And that's when it dawns on me, oh, I realised I don't look like the person in my passport photo anymore. Because I've had so much plastic surgery. Anyway, so I end up having to say to them, look, I've had some plastic surgery, I had a facelift, and only then did they let me through.
There is, like, no movement. None. Nothing moves. It's the lips move, but everything else is like fucking blank stare, let's go. Why would you pay to look like this?
I suppose you want to see my passport photo.
In 2007,
But wait!
I suppose you want to see my passport photo.
He looks better originally than what he looks now. Like, that's actually a pretty handsome kid. Nothing wrong with that kid. He's gonna grow up, he's gonna be fine. And he paid to look like a moron? Like, I don't get this. Why would you pay to look like a dick? I don't understand this. Am I missing something? Like, did beauty standards change? Is this what girls like now? Like, girls, is this the kind of guy that you like now? Should all of us look like whatever the fuck this guy's got going on? Kindle wannabe? Hell no. Clown World? Yep, Clown World is real. Remember the girl from The Boys? Yeah, I don't know what that story is all about, though, because she came out later and she left social media because she said that she didn't have anything done. She was very tired and she had lost a ton of weight as a result of some being ill or some shit. And it was the makeup that was done because they wanted to do a specific look for some kind of fashion shoot. And that's why she looked that way. It wasn't because of plastic surgery. That's what she said, at least. And then she left social media as a result of apparently people being mean on social media. So I don't know what that fucking story is about. But I think she's lying, though. You can see a difference between seasons. I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention, but she could have been lying. And I like Asian guys, but this is bad. Well, there you go, Lucy. If you like Asian guys, this guy did it just for you. Although I'm assuming you like the more authentic Asian guys, Lucy. You know, the guys who weren't born absolutely fucking white as snow and then decided to go for a more Korean look. I'm assuming, at least. Bro, human lips don't grow 3-4. I guess that is also true. The
Only
adventures.
then did they let me through. I suppose you want to see my passport photo.
In 2017, a group of 3 women were unable to return from a trip to South Korea after receiving cosmetic surgery. The travelers from China were detained by border officials who were unable to recognize them through bandages and swollen faces. They literally roll off the operating table and attempt to fly. You need at least a few weeks to heal up a bit. They face swapped too hard that the facial recognition machines at the airport got confused. If I looked at my passport photo and then looked in the mirror and saw 2 different faces, I would never even think about attempting to get on a plane. Even though I'm not doing anything illegal, the stress I would feel would make me think I am. Even AI has changed our perception of how we recognize human faces online. Did you know that 99% of pictures have been digitally altered to some extent? How do I know that? I just made it up. See how easy it is to get fooled on the internet? Just like how this cute Asian girl motorcycle influencer fooled the nation. Flashing a youthful grin in various selfies with a twinkle in her eye. She was known to thousands of Twitter followers as a beautiful biker documenting her life in Japan. That was until recently, when the true identity of this thrill-seeking young...
What the fuck? Oh shit, Drenaman 33 months, part of the DJ Nation. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was about to say, wow, that's not an ugly girl. And then as soon as I saw the hands was the giveaway. Like, as soon as you saw those hands on the helmet, you're like, wait a second. That's not very feminine, those hands. Like, something is fucking wrong there.
Young woman was revealed. He's actually a 50-year-old man with FaceApp on his phone. Man, that's crazy. Who would use filters to make a fake identity to gain a following? The man, who goes by the name Zongyu, confessed that he used an AI-powered face-changing app to make himself look like a young woman. No one will read what a normal middle-aged man taking care of his motorcycle and taking pictures outside posts on his account, he said, according to a translation by BBC News. I mean, yeah, that's pretty privileged in a nutshell. 4 years later, and he's still doing the same thing. At least her bob is fine. During their early stages, beauty filters were so janky. On pictures, they weren't too bad because they were easier to control and more predictable. These were the 3D face mesh filters that are overlaid on top of your face. They basically just sit on the surface of your face, and sometimes you'll see an eyelash or an eyebrow floating in someone's hair. They're even more unpredictable.
Dude, I know. So, this is going to be a very contentious take. I know white girls do this too. But the amount of times that I have seen videos from Asian girls transforming their faces with makeup, and also, like, not just normal makeup. Like, you get girls that will put tape shit on. I don't know how the fuck they do it, but I was watching this video where the girl she had this kind of tape that she would put on her nose, I guess to make the nose smaller, right? And then she would have tape here under the eyes to do something. And then she would cake the makeup over that. So you can't fucking see anything, right? Obviously. Holy shit. Drenaman 5 gifted subs. Really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we get some hearts in chat, ladies and gentlemen? Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. So, and the face completely changes. Like, she goes from a pretty round, fattish little face. Not the most beautiful girl, but not ugly. She's like a 5, you know, perfectly average girl. She goes to like a 10. Like a fucking 10, bro, I tell you. I mean, as soon as she removes the makeup, you're like, whoa, what the hell just happened there? I'm starting to think that you shouldn't trust Asian girl beauty. Because I do think that even though white girls are starting to do it, it is a much bigger thing in Asia. This guy made videos about this because the Asian beauty standard is basically unachievable for Asian women. It's like an unachievable beauty standard, like that Not the unachievable beauty standards that white girls complain about, like, oh, I have to wear high heels. This is an unachievable beauty standard. No, like an actual, it is unachievable for you to be like that, right? Obtainable. And so, yeah, men should be careful. If you're going to go for Asian girls exclusively, ask for a fucking no makeup picture. Like, tell her you want her to make a video of herself washing her face unedited. You want to see the whole thing. And then only commit to that relationship. Thank you so much, Anonymous Gifter, for the sub gifted to Growfile. Really appreciate that. Play the numbers. Some will be old ladies, some will be younger. It's like a requirement there. It's like 50% of them go over surgery to get better jobs. I don't know what it is about. I will probably never understand it.
Predictable in video form. If you turn...
To be fair, I will never understand it. To be fair, I don't know if I'm even the one to talk about this. My idea of fashion is sweatpants and a black shirt. It's about the most fashionable that I am. I still wear socks and flip-flops because it's comfortable. I don't know if it looks good, but I know it is comfortable, and I know it's easier than wearing shoes. So I still wear that, and I'm perfectly happy to do that. I go into a store, and I literally just say, can I have 5 black shirts, please? I don't give a fuck what the pattern is. I don't know what the different fabrics are. I just get 5 t-shirts, and then I'm done. So I don't know shit about fashion. I've never used face cream. I've never used facial products or moisturizers or anything like that. Like, fucking never. The closest I've ever come to having like a thing that I guess I don't even use sunscreen. But the closest I've ever come to was beard oil, and I bought a bottle of beard oil that was supposed to last like a month, and it ended up lasting like 2 years because I barely fucking used it. And I haven't had beard oil for probably 4 or 5 months. My beard is nice and soft. It's doing all the right things. So I don't really give a shit, right? So yeah, I'm not the right person to ask. I realize this. I don't know shit about fashion. But this seems like it's excessive. I wear skater shoes and army boots, little jeans, male shorts, and baggy pants, and I have one dress I've worn for the first time in 15 years. Why did you wear the dress, Lucy? Dreamer, no. I don't go out into the sun very often, believe it or not. So I don't have to wear sunscreen. As long as you're comfy, you're okay, like a real man. Kanidra, that's literally my approach to life. I just want to be comfortable. I couldn't give two fucks about looking pretty. Plus, look at me. No suit, right, is going to make me look skinny. It's not like I'm going to go and I'm wearing my t-shirt and everyone's going, wow, that guy's really overweight and a bit ugly. And then suddenly I wear a suit and they go, man, that guy has a six-pack? What's going on here? There's nothing to hide. There's no reason to. I can just wear whatever the fuck I want, right? I don't have to pretend to be anything I'm not. Because they gifted it to me and I decided to look feminine. Most exes always knock me, dressing like a boy. Dress however the fuck you want. Like, who cares?
Turn your head slightly to the side or something goes in front of your face, the filter will start glitching and you'll have to come up with an excuse of why
did hers glitch?
During a live stream.
It did glitch, yes?
And like
Oh yeah, it does glitch.
Now we have new evolved AI beauty filters that use machine learning. After digitally scanning your face features, it'll pull from its large database of faces that are deemed conventionally attractive, and it'll recreate those facial features on your face. We're familiar with the bold glamour filter, right? The infamous beauty filter on TikTok that makes you look like a realistic, better version of yourself.
So it takes your face, scans it, compares it to a bunch of other internet images, which these images most likely perpetuate unrealistic beauty standards, which is why it looks like this. But then it takes those learnings and then redraws your face.
This graph is what AI will create when you ask it to create an ugly face versus an attractive face. And apparently you can have messy or wavy hair because that makes you ugly. Guess I'll be adding get a silk press to my weekly activities. That
Wait.
That makes
Hold
you
up,
ugly.
hold up.
Guess
Dude, are you telling me? Okay, so what the fuck? Okay, so the girl, top left, right? Top left in the ugly column. You're telling me that's ugly? she's cute as fuck. Then look at the plain girls. Unironically, all super hot. Considered plain quite fucking attractive. Just FYI. The pretty, I see no difference between the pretty and the gorgeous and the plain. Like, zero difference between the pretty, the gorgeous, and the plain, and also the girl top right in the ugly column. The other girls are just not that pretty because they're a little bit older in the ugly column. But I can look at their age and go, wow, actually, I could see how they could have been very beautiful when they were a little bit younger. Is no makeup equals ugly, apparently. Yeah, I just don't understand. Actually, top right you might be right. Actually, no. If I'm gonna go for the hottest girl on this entire chart, I'm gonna say in the plain column, the left one at the top would be the hottest girl in the entire chart for me. Yeah. Or at the pretty column, left one bottom. Could also be considered maybe like between those two. I would put as like the hottest girls on this chart.
This will be adding Get a Silk Press to my weekly activities. That 50-year-old man who could only take pictures of himself as a kawaii Japanese girl can now make a feature-length film where he can eat, sleep, and stretch his skin without the face filter disappearing.
用的就是这个直播实时录像。那么直播的话，它这个
What the
其实已经是很完善的，包括像这种捏脸什么的，它都是一个常规
Dude, this is so
操作
wrong.
这个东西是不会破相的，就是包括什么戴口罩啊，或者这个吃个饭什么的。就比如说这个吃个饭，等一下我先把这个美颜关一下，不然的话等一下会影响。
This is wrong. It's not.
吃饭、喝水。
Oh
然后什
fuck!
么摸脸，然后
I don't want to live like this anymore.
这种
Someone get him a voice changer and a Douyin account. Cute influencers already have to compete in the saturated market of thousands of other cute influencers. Who knew your biggest competition was actually your own audience? And it's not just our faces we can alter, but our bodies too. We've seen those exaggerated Jaffe body proportions in Floptropica, and people replicating SpongeBob's tall, dark, and handsome legs. Yes, her body T, but being tall with anime figure limbs has its disadvantages. It's getting harder to tell if someone's real or completely AI generated.
I don't want to live anymore, man. Like, what the fuck is that? That's not natural. I think maybe you could look like that for like a brief moment before you pass the fuck out. The amount of fat that isn't on that body, more importantly, that's not... So, this is gonna... So people who suffer from anorexia have incredibly bad breath. I don't know if you guys knew this, but it is actually a thing that it does happen, right? They also tend to smell very bad after a while because the body is breaking down muscle. The body is breaking down literally things that isn't supposed to be broken down. So they start, their breath smells rancid, fucking rancid, and their bodies start giving off an odor as well. Like you actually smell them. When I see girls that's this thin, that's the image that comes into my head. Like, I instantly feel... Now, I'm not talking about petite. I'm actually a fan of petite girls. I don't know why that is, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of petite girls. But this is what we would call more than petite, right? Or less than petite, maybe. This is what we call anorexia without... You're not dying yet, at least. Simulations now. Now you're 20 years into the decline. That's not an ass. It's just the back of an entire way down. True.
Is this look achievable with hard work, or are we seeing something a machine created? Or is it a mix of both? Aside from these exaggerated body proportions, there are filters that are so subtle you can't even tell there's a filter on until it comes off.
What the fuck?
Who knows how many of those gym influencers are actually posting pictures of themselves unedited. I'm sure they naturally look great, but it's hard to resist that temptation to give yourself a bit of an edge, especially if everyone else is doing it. Using an undetectable filter on your photos is the standard. That's where the bar is at now. Once you start making yourself look different online, it's hard to go back to a filter-free face. But maybe we'll start seeing a movement or a trend in the future where we get so sick of people looking the exact same, it'll be in to look a little funky. Or maybe you don't care and you're happy doing a character creation screen on your own face.
This is, oh my fuck, this is too scary, bro. I don't want to see this actually. What the hell is this?
Man, those two wolves inside of you are constantly fighting. You're either the before look of the main character from True Beauty, or the after. If you guys ever have a suspicion that I've been replaced with the look of the main character
fuck
from
was
True
that?
Beauty,
What am I? I'm a little confused. That's just lanes up in makeup. Yeah, but where's the fuck? Where's the hair that goes on the eyes? On the is that a filter on the left, or is that like the actual eye? It's not. I don't care about the smallness of the eye. The eye can be small. I don't give a fuck. But where's the like? There's eyelashes. There's lashes on your eyes. No, there's no lashes on those eyes. So wait, no, Asian people do have eyelashes, like naturally, right? I know they have the mono something, whatever the fuck that shit's called, that a lot of white girls want. Mono something that white girls want. No, not mono brow. No one wants mono brow. But it's like, I don't know what you call it. But it's a thing that we watched a video about this guy who showed us how white girls are trying to go into their Asian phase by getting mono some shit. I don't know what it's called. But they do have eyelashes, no? Any Asians here that can confirm whether or not Asian girls naturally have eyelashes or not? Eyelashes that can sometimes be barely visible due to the genetics. Ah. Okay. Microblading. Do Asian people have eyes? What the fuck is that? They do, just less than others. Okay. They do, but they don't curl up. Then what the fuck do they do? Toxic, how you doing? You're looking for is monolid. That's the one. Monolid. Yes, that's the one I was looking for. Thanks, E-Vengeance.
or the after. If you guys ever have a suspicion that I've been replaced with AI, you have...
See, that guy absolutely has eyelids. Not eyelids, eyelashes. Of course he has eyelids. But he has eyelashes. You can see there's lashes there.
permission to check my fingers and toes to make sure I have the correct amount. One of them might be behind a paywall though. Apparently it's not in to show your feet for free on the internet, but rumor has it the YouTube algorithm has some pretty nice floor grippers. Pay it a compliment by giving this video a like.
Can confirm on that one.
You enjoyed the content, and I'll see you next time I post. By the way, I'm going to Singapore for the first time. Any recommendations of what to do there? I was so surprised to learn the cities people are watching me from, Singapore actually ranks third. Salamat, ni hao ma, nei hou ma. Is that what you guys speak? I hope that's correct. Have a good day.
You're Asian. You'll be fine. Just speak to them normally. Yeah, I don't know. This freaked me out. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that I have to question everything in this world. When in reality, you're probably more beautiful without all the caked on makeup and without all the AI bullshit than what you think, right? You're probably a lot more beautiful. Just stop fucking yourself over. And also, this is not good for you. If you constantly look at yourself through AI images, you're going to create a very negative body image of yourself where you look at yourself in the mirror and you wish you looked as good as you do in your pictures. It's just, I can't see anything healthy about this. I can't see anything healthy about this. You're pretty sexy too. Oh shit, Aragos, thank you very much, man. Well, that stroked my ego. I appreciate that. Are you real, Akko? I would argue I am. Yes. I mean, look, if I was gonna use AI, why would I use AI to make myself a fat fucking asshole? If I was gonna use AI, I would obviously make myself skinny with like a six-pack. So, you know, you have to think about this. Of course I'm real. I already got some body dysmorphia. I don't need face filters on top of that. Now what, yeah, I can imagine. That shit could drive you fucking nuts in no time. Then it would be you. That is also true. I have no problem with makeup. In fact, I'm one of those guys that actually like girls with makeup. I'm not one of those guys that prefer girls without it. Although I don't really give a fuck if they don't wear it either. But I do agree with you. I think there is a limit to the amount of makeup that a girl should wear. I don't think you should be caking it on to the point where whenever I kiss you, I have to go wash my face to get rid of the fucking makeup that's just transferred. But other than that, you know, do whatever you want to do. I think this is the way to put it. I think makeup should be used to accentuate the best features of your face. It shouldn't be used to hide the weaknesses of your face. Because that is what I would consider to be the correct use case of makeup. Accentuate the things that you like most. So, for example, if you love your eyes, do your makeup in such a way that it draws attention to the eyes. If you like your nose, do your makeup in such a way that it draws attention to your nose. But if you don't like your nose, don't suddenly start makeuping yourself to where you look like you have a different nose. Because, well, you don't, right? And you should make peace with the fact that you don't specifically look the way that you think you should look. Who cares about makeup? I come home, I kiss my girlfriend, then I watch the PC monitor or elsewhere. She can wear whatever makes her feel happy. The Vengeance, so you don't come home and have sex with your girlfriend? You literally get home, kiss her hello, and then go watch the PC screen? Do some fucking, just, bro, walk in, lift her onto the fucking kitchen table, and just go at it, man. Just surprise her a little, you know? No clue how to use lipstick, so I just don't. Such a struggle with colors. Better know lips. I feel like lipstick used to be a much bigger deal than what it is now. Nowadays, girls just use the, what the fuck is it called? Gloss. Lip gloss or some shit like that. Yeah, Niora, that's the one. Girls use lip gloss nowadays. They don't need AF facelifts. LSD works just fine. Oh, man. Imagine your girlfriend is so butt fuck ugly that you have to be high on LSD every single time you see her, or else you'll instantly ask for a divorce. that would actually unironically be funny. Once a relationship passes the 9-month mark, sex is few and far between, marriage is worse. Omi, I don't agree. Now, granted, my longest relationship was about 7 months, right? But I think, and this is purely based on psychology, right? Girls want to have sex with men that can keep them in their feminine, which means the man needs to be in his masculine, which also means that he shouldn't treat her like dirt, he shouldn't scream and fight with her and then expect to get booty at the end of the day. So if you treat her well, if you treat her good, if you keep her in her feminine, you should at least get sex a few times a week, maybe? You should at least, I think. I don't know if it should, like, it's obviously never going to match what men want, right? Because obviously, if you're a man, you would want to have sex every night. You know, that's just, I think that's the bare minimum. Obviously, she's never going to match you on that. But I do think that if she loves you and she really is into you and you treat her well, she's gonna have sex with you more often than not because she knows you need it, right? And she wants to make you happy the same way you want to make her happy. So, yeah. Obviously, there's so much fucking nuance to this conversation. I'm not even going to get into it. Marriage is more about accepting and willingly loving the person no matter what. True. That is when you don't only have to put a bag over her head, but also your own, so you are protected in case hers falls off. That's rough, bro. Agreed, we don't have a schedule. It just happens. Sometimes it's one a month, sometimes it ain't. You're right, yeah, I'm not suggesting that you should have sex on a schedule, right? And I know for a fact, so... Alright, fine. We'll get into it. A study was done, and one of the key things that they found in the study is that women were surprised at the amount of times that men want sex. And for men who were married, they were actually very surprised at the amount of times that their women don't want sex. As it turns out, women on average will have sex between 4 and maybe 6 times a month. Rarely, if ever, more than that, when they'll actually be in the mood to have sex. Most of the time, they won't be in the mood to have sex. But what the study also found is that for women who are happily married, they will oftentimes have sex more often, right, than just 4 to 6 times a month. Even if they don't particularly feel like having sex, they know that their man wants sex, and so it makes them happy to give their man, sex. Because it makes their man happy, and her man makes her happy, so it's a whole thing, right? So they will actually do that. But they also found that men have to adjust their own expectations down from what they think, which is multiple times a day, to more realistically, maybe once or twice a week. If I think that would be realistic. Once you're in a long relationship, there is more to it than sex. It still happens, just not as often as the honeymoon period. I still believe that it doesn't have to be that way. I'm not suggesting that you can have sex every day, but I think you can have sex more often than just once or twice a month. I just told you, the average of women in happy relationships is between 4 and 6. So if you're only having sex once or twice a month, that does suggest that you may need to do a little bit extra, right? Because she's not giving up the cooch. So it means that you are not doing enough to make her want the D. Just saying. Well, unless you date a nympho. Dude, I think it would be annoying to date a nympho, quite frankly. Because remember, nymphomaniacs want sex all the time. That's not a very healthy way of doing things. I don't believe the study's about 4 times a month. It's so low. Niora, but that's because you're French. Those studies are never done on French people because they know the French are fucking degenerate, right? I'm sure in France, the average for women having sex is 140 times a day, right? I'm sure of that, okay? We don't have to argue about that, but that is an outlier to the rest of humanity, all right? This is what the French do. They fuck and they strike, right? They protest. This is what you guys do. Fucking and protesting. There's a reason why it's called the language of love. It's actually the language of fucking, but never mind that. I'm just saying. You don't count because you're French. Italy too, probably. 120 times, little rabbits. How do I convert my GF to French? Ask Niora. Niora, how does a girl become French? That's why French women invented baguettes. Oh, fuck. Dude, that would be soggy as shit, though. No. That would be a soggy mess. Like, holy shit, though. I'm not against food being used in a naughty way, but baguettes is definitely not the way. Yeah, to talk about a yeast infection. But between 12 and 2 because it's lunchtime. Oh, yeah, of course. Wet and soggy baguettes. Oh, man, that's just disgusting. To be honest, I'm too tired on a daily basis after my kid goes to sleep. Me and my wife are so tired at the end of the day that we just chill, and more often than not, doing our own thing. But when my parents take him on holidays, it's a different story. Hey, at the end of the day, I think as long as you and your wife are happy with what you do, that's good, you know? You think girls in Iceland is more liberal than French girls when it comes to sex, Niara? Wait, North is hot in Europe? If it is wet and soggy from being dipped in a bowl of soup, then that is fine. Well, yeah, but bread dipped in soup is different to baguettes being used as dildos. Man, I have to read you guys this story. Here we go. So, Chrissy blessed my timeline with this little ATA. So, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so here it goes. ATA for asking for money for a replacement vibrator because my boyfriend's brother's dog ate it. Context. His brother frequently travels for work, so my boyfriend keeps the dog during the week when the brother is out of town. So the brother was not in town at the time of the incident, nor is he aware of the incident. My boyfriend and I had been dating for less than a month at the time. I was visiting his house for the first time, where I also met his dog for the first time. I was staying over for a few days and had brought a backpack with a bunch of my stuff in it, including a vibrator at the bottom of the bag. Why? The dog was left alone in the room with my unzipped backpack. Note, the vibrator was still at the bottom of the bag and not easily accessible. We are thinking she dug through the bag and thought it was a toy because it was covered in silicone, which I guess she wasn't wrong about it being a toy, and essentially tore all the silicone off, such that it was no longer usable. The vibrator retails for about $120, so I was a bit upset it was destroyed. My boyfriend does not think he nor his brother should have to pay to replace the vibrator because he thinks I was careless. I have not had the conversation with the brother as I have never really met him and was waiting for my boyfriend to do so, but he is unwilling. So, ATA, what does ATA stand for? Oh man, I can't remember what it stands for now, the acronym. Oh, am I the asshole? That's right. So am I the asshole for asking for money to replace it? Frankly, I do not care if the money comes from him or his brother. I would just like to be able to replace it. Now, I have questions about this. I have a couple of questions about this. So, firstly, I don't think the brother or your boyfriend owes you any recompense for this. I don't think it's their fault. You brought the toy. You kept your bag unzipped. I think this is one on you, right? You use your fingers for a few months until you can afford another one, I think. But I have a bigger question. She and her boyfriend has been dating for a month. Why would you need a vibrator? It occurs to me that the boyfriend has a similar tool attached to the body, right? He was born with that tool, and the tool does something very similar to the vibrator. Some women actually think it does it a little bit better if the man knows what the fuck he's doing, right? So I get wanting to spice up your love life a little with a vibrator, maybe after like a year of dating, but after a month? Why would you need that? Why not? You can use many things included. Yeah, but after a month, in the first month, you're usually like the guy just wants the cooch and the girl just wants the D, right? It's the first month. You really want to fucking get shit done. You don't really then care about including, you know, more toys. It's only once the cooch becomes a little bit boring, you know, you've been down there, you've visited the nether regions a couple of times, you already know the ins and the outs, you two have become acquainted. Now you start thinking, what else can I put up there? I wonder, right? That comes later. I don't think that should happen in the first month. I think that, because if you're already starting that shit in the first month, What happens after a year? After a year, your boyfriend rocks up with one of those fucking poles that keep bikes out of the town square, going, let's see if this one fucking goes up there. Because you've started in the first month when the D should have been enough. You were already playing around with dildos. So by the time the year goes past, you guys are what? What are you experimenting with? Let me put you on top of the Eiffel Tower. Let's see how far it can go down. What the fuck? There should be room to grow. If you're starting on that with a month, there's very little room to grow before you start going like fucking apeshit with this shit. So I just feel like maybe it's a little bit too soon. Am I wrong? But she didn't state it was 4 with the boyfriend? So you think she was using the vibrator without the boyfriend? Or maybe, I'm just going to throw it out there, what if the vibrator wasn't for her? It could be that the boyfriend is the one taking it up the hoo-ha, and the vibrator is for him because she obviously doesn't come attached with a tool to do that with. Well, clearly it was for the dog. Holy shit! That opens a whole new line of inquiry that we won't get into just now. Maybe it's expensive, and she didn't want to throw it away. But why would she throw it away? She might have traveled on. As she wrote, I was staying over for a few days, indicating she'll travel on later alone. Maybe. Might having a BFG doesn't make self-service obsolete? Dude, not in the first month. I have been in relationships for at least a month. The first month is like, oh, we have 5 seconds. Let me quickly see if I can fuck you in 5 seconds, right? The first month, you're like a little monkey, like, you just want to do it, right? You just constantly want to do it. So that's how the first month goes. And usually she meets you there. She's like also ready for it. It's only afterwards that, things sort of calm down and now both of you can sort of go without fucking each other in the bathroom at your parents' wedding anniversary or some shit, right? But it slows down after a while. That maybe get the dildo out, right? Because maybe you go to your boyfriend and he's like, can you quickly come fuck me in the bathroom? And he's like, I don't know, I'm busy talking to my cousin here. And you're like, oh, well, I need to go fuck myself then. And then you take the vibrator. But you don't do that in the first month, A lot of freaky things, and I think even a long life relationship wouldn't be enough if you want to try all, but yet I might be a bit freaky. Hey, I'm not judging. I am the last man that will judge freaky women. Let me just put it out there. I am all for women's rights. A woman should be allowed to be as freaky as she fucking wants. It's 2024, right? I'm with you ladies there. Not too much with the feminism, but with the freaky shit, let's go. So do men stop watching porn in the first month? Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I can't speak for all men, obviously, but I can speak for my friends. So there's something interesting that happens with a lot of men. I'm not saying all men. Obviously, men are different. But for a lot of men, when you meet a girl that you really like and that really blows your dick off, right? And I'm not talking about a blowjob. You look at her and your dick sort of just immediately goes hard. She becomes your everything. In the first few months, there's just... she becomes, like, unattainable. There's a level of beauty that no one can compete with. Like, no one. You don't look at anyone else. You don't see anyone else. Literally, if you're really into a girl, no girl could walk up to you and get you to not focus on that girl, right? Like the hottest chick could show up and she could be interested in you and you'll just be looking at your girlfriend going like, oh, fuck, man, I'm the luckiest man alive. So usually during the first few months, guys will stop watching porn. No, yeah, absolutely. Unless, of course, they're addicted, in which case that's a whole different story. But you'll stop watching porn because other girls don't do it for you. Your girl does it for you, So the only porn you'll watch is if she's blessing you with a couple of pictures here and there, or if she's doing it in real life, then you'll watch that. But you won't watch porn. I'm talking obviously just for myself and my friends. I don't know. Maybe there are some guys that, no, bro, that's when I really start watching the porn. I mean, depends on your perception on self-service. If you just do it to compensate not having a partner, yes, but it's more than that. Wait, gentlemen, wait, what? I need you to explain this to me. How is self-service more than just getting off without a partner? Because, in my opinion, that's literally all self-service is good for. Are you doing it for some deeper understanding of yourself or some shit? I don't know. What's going on here? Wait, how are we putting time limits on when we can use sex toys? No one's putting time limits on when you can use a sex toy. You're obviously allowed to use a sex toy whenever you want. I'm just saying, it's weird to me that you would bring your vibrator when you've only been dating for a month. When the boyfriend has a built-in vibrator. You know? And if you really wanted to turn it into a vibrator, just shake your booty while you're on top of it, I guess. Right? And it will be that. Porn is bad for you? Well, we already know this. Mine doesn't vibrate, but the girl can vibrate on top of it. It takes care of that. Or like you cannot just go out like most people and just do it with random people, or then better stay home and play with yourself. Yeah, of course, right? Of course. I'm not saying that you should go out and fuck just everyone. I'm talking very specifically in this scenario with this girl and her boyfriend. She obviously has a boyfriend that wants to fuck her. So, you know, you can just do it then. Then I walk into blue light. Just a random conversation that we tend to have on this stream. Welcome. Welcome. I always wonder what this stream is like for new people walking in. Just realizing that, wait, what the fuck is going on here? Why are they talking about dildos? I sub for this. This is the content I want to pay for. I'm just here to deliver. I'm just here to give you guys more of what you want. So many people do that. Well, I feel like retarded when friends ask me to have fun. I'm like, oh, I don't do that. And they look at me like I'm broken. When you say ask you to have fun, do you mean your guy friends come up to you and go, so, want to sit on my penis just for fun? Or do you mean your girlfriends come up to you and be like, let's go out and go sit on some penises? True words, though. Like, that's how girls talk to each other, guys. I know, it sounds crazy, but that's genuinely how they talk to each other. Dog destroys something, the dog owner should replace it. I don't necessarily agree with that. But maybe that is fine. Yep, just random friends. Come let me make you happy. Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna be serious for a moment, which I try not to be when I'm streaming, but if we're going to be serious for a moment, I went from being someone that really thought sex doesn't matter to someone that thinks that sex is probably one of the most important things we can do. So I'm also not one of those people that believe in engaging in just random sex for, you know, fun. Because I don't think it can actually happen. I don't think you can just have sex for fun. I think it ends up creating a lot of problems for everyone involved. So it is interesting to me that we live in a world where most people think of sex pretty much the same as playing a game of Scrabble. Is fuck it, you know, let's just go do it. I don't think that I don't think that's how it works. Okay, wait. What am I looking at here? What are we looking at? Average age at first sex by country. Okay, so this is when someone has sex for the first time by country. Is there any way to... No. Okay, it does start at the top. So Malaysia is the oldest here at 23. Then it's India, Singapore, China, Thailand, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Nigeria, Japan, Spain, Indonesia, Poland, Italy, Taiwan, Russia, Mexico, South Africa, 18.7. That tracks. France, wow, I would have expected France to be way lower on this list. But all right. Dude, it can't go lower than this. Come on now. Who's at the bottom? Iceland. 15. Bro, Icelandic chicks are fucking wild. Yeah, and this is 15 years ago. So it's probably, in Iceland now, it's like fucking 5. You know, because the world has gotten a lot more liberal with sex. So now in Iceland, you just have girls walking around at the age of 6 with a cigarette in their mouth. Yeah, I just had sex last night. And you see the boy coming out, also 6 years old, just like speaking their blah, 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 whatever language they're talking. So Iceland is going to fuck this chart. Yeah, Iceland, well, to be fair, Iceland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway. Interesting how it's almost all of the Scandinavian countries. I know Iceland is technically Scandinavian, but it's kind of Scandinavian. Interesting that they're the ones right at the fucking bottom, no? Skull. There's fuck all to do there. I can't confirm Malaysia, because I am from Malaysia. So the girls there don't put out, Freya, until the age of 23. Told you North is hot. So where is United States is 18. Interesting. Although I'm assuming these days it's probably higher, actually. Because one interesting thing that is happening to the world is young people are having sex far later. So they now find that almost, I think it's something like 60% of 18-year-olds in America has never had sex, has never been drunk, has never smoked a cigarette, has never even left the house without adult supervision. At the age of 18, 60% of kids at the age of 18. Dude, that is fucking wild. I smoked my first cigarette when I was 7 or 8, I think. It was with my dad. So I was being supervised. I started smoking when I was 16. I was drunk as if I had my first beer when I was probably like 8 or 9. And I started heavily drinking at the age of 16. I had sex the first time at the age of 18. So that probably tracks. I was 18 when I had sex for the first time. I left the house without adult supervision at the age of like fucking 12 already. And I drove illegally for the first time, I think, when I was 15. 18 is cap. If you take stats of Little St. James, it will be 9 out of 10 most. The legal age for sex in Scandinavia is 15, so a lot of teenagers try it then. I'm assuming it means 15-year-olds can have sex with each other, not 15-year-olds can have sex with anyone. What the fuck? Wait. Age of consent for people in a position of trust, such as teacher and student. Okay, so this is the age at which a person is legally competent to consent to sexual acts as of 2018. So it's 16 in, what's that? Norway. Sweden is 15, but 18. 16, 18, 16, 14, 16, 16, 16, 16 in practice, but not officially set by law. 16, 15. What the fuck? There's one country here that says 15, right? But then 13 if penetration is not involved. What the fuck is that? Like, holy shit. That is just wrong, I feel. Okay. 14, 15, 14, 14. 14, 16, 16, 16, 17 for Ireland. Wow, okay. 14, 16. I mean, it's pretty It's pretty standard, though, in terms of legal ages. Yeah, there's a couple of wild ones here, though. What do you mean get close to hometown? Romania 13, but don't put it in? Yeah, but that's wild to me. I don't think the only thing that does damage is penetration, no? It's the act that I think does the damage, not the penetration. Romania is skewed, though. Gypsies get married and have kids at 12, 14 and are grandmas by the age of 20, so it messes up the data. Holy shit. I don't know how you even have needs to do it at 15. Well, I did at 17, and it felt just to do it. So you did, and then no interest till probably age 25. To be fair, I was pretty much the same. I didn't really think about sex. You think about girls, sure, right? You think about girls a lot. But you don't really, like, I never had any need for it. Plus, I was proper scared as a young boy, you know, of getting diseases and shit. Because my dad's a medical doctor and he would tell me all of these fucking stories. So I was just like, dude, I don't want this shit. Like, I don't want HIV. So I was just like, fuck no, I will not have sex. Ever. And then eventually your hormones take over and you go, well, fuck it. Let's just live a little, you know? To be fair, the 12 is only between teens. Wait, where's the 12? Oh, if older person is under 18. So yeah, just to be clear, the 12 there is kind of, I would say personally, pretty much every country has that. Like, I don't think anyone gets charged with a crime if a 13-year-old girl and a 13-year-old boy ends up fucking each other. I don't think anyone's going to jail for that, right? In South Africa, I believe it's 16. If your girlfriend is younger than 16 and you're older than 16, you're fucked. If your girlfriend is 16 and you're older than 18, you're fucked. But if your girlfriend is 18, then who cares, right? You can do whatever you want then. And Americans get crazy when an 18-year-old dates a 17-year-old, but are fine when a 60-year-old fucks a 20-year-old. Yeah, but let's be real, bro. 20-year-old cooch, why not? But no, I do think Americans are like fucking bonkers and so hypocritical about their outrage, you know? Like you have people now that claim that if your girlfriend is 22 and you're 40, then that is pedo behavior. And it's like, I don't think you know what the word pedo means, first and foremost. And also, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I will say, I do question men. I don't think it's wrong. Like, if you're a dude, you're 40 years old, and you're dating a hot 18-year-old girl, good for you, right? Very happy for you. But we know scientifically and psychologically, the brain only stops maturing at the age of 25, right? And based on personal experience, not from dating, just from talking to people that are younger than 25, they're not adults. As much as when I was 21, I thought I was an adult, now that I'm older and I talk to people that are younger than 25, it's like there's a clear difference. Like there's a marked difference between the things that I care about and things that I will talk about and things that they care about and things that they will talk about. So I do question the kind of guy that is my age dating like a 22-year-old or a 20-year-old. It's like, bro, unless she is super mature, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Like, I genuinely don't know what conversation you guys are having. Yeah, I think once you get over the age of 25, there should technically not be much of an age gap problem anymore. Like, at that point, date whoever the fuck you want, right? If you want to date a 60-year-old, I don't know why you would. Their balls hang like crazy. But hey, maybe you think sagging balls is hot. So then, go grab your man by the balls. We're also maturing slower now versus 100 years ago. Yeah, I wonder if it's maturing slower or if we were just forced to mature much faster back in the day. Because back in the day, living a long and fruitful life basically meant you're 40 years old. There was a lot more pressure, I think, to get started much earlier, so kids were sort of forced to grow up a lot faster. And also remember, if you were a kid, you would basically from a very young fucking age start helping your parents around the house, start working in the field, start working with your dad in whatever shop your dad is running. You would be fucking working, right? You would be like a proper employed person from a much younger age. So you were sort of forced to grow up a lot more, whereas nowadays kids are allowed to be kids for a lot longer. And so, yeah, we are probably seeing maturity slow down way more physically than previous generations. That is also true. That is also true. They are jealous, that's all. Old cat lady mad because the dude the same age prefer to bang young ones. Do you girls have a problem with that? Like, genuine question. Do you girls mind the fact that guys your age are going for girls younger than you? Does it bother you? Does it not bother you? What's your thinking on this? Our lives are safer, whereas it was always dangerous, so you'd have to get more serious. Titanborn, how you doing, bro? I don't give a fuck. Well, there you go. Nope, I like older guys. Okay, doesn't bother me. I don't really care. Alright, so most of you don't give a shit. Do you not care? Okay, so this is actually a question. We should have started with this fucking question. Do you not care because you've already trapped your man, and therefore who gives a fuck, right? He's not going for younger girls, and that's all that matters? Or do you not care because you don't like guys your own age, and therefore guys your age can do pretty much whatever the fuck they want because you're going for the guys that also go for younger girls, but they're older than you? What is it? Where are we landing in this? Let's just get our statistics correct here. I assume women have an issue with this, of course, because it means men look for way different things than women. Men prefer youth and fertility. I don't know necessarily if it's men preferring youth and fertility. There's obviously going to be... so my issue is... I think there's a dangerous fine line between... Because if a guy is dating a girl because he prefers 22-year-olds, you're not going to be 22 forever. Right? And that becomes an untenable situation or relationship very fucking quickly. Because at some point in the next 365 days, you're no longer going to be 22. And then, that's a problem. So, I don't know. I think for girls, it is dangerous. It's dangerous to date guys that's older than you, because how do you know? How do you know the guy is actually interested in you, or just interested in your age? Go for intelligence, no matter the age, while you're fucking shit out of luck. Lucy Dreamer, may not stupid as shit. I say this as a man. Don't look at a girl that's younger than 28. It's weird. I'm in a 6-year relationship. Titan Reborn, if that works for you, bro, go for it. That's why I'm alone. Yeah, well, it's your fault. Lucy, I'm sorry to say, but it is your fucking fault. You're the one that slapped on the super high fucking standard of intelligent. You should ask not too stupid. Like, you should lower those standards to not too stupid. You'll get a man tomorrow. But intelligent, that's asking for a fucking lot. Especially if you're hot. Now, I don't know what you look like, so I'm not judging anything here. But if you're like a good 7 or an 8, the average guy is going to lose at least like 40 fucking IQ points the second you start talking to him. So if you're looking for intelligence but also want to speak to the guy, that's not going to work. This is not going to, it's not going to compute. I would have picked that challenge back in the day. Just get an advert for X. Nice, Avalanche. How you doing, bro? I only mind if they're younger than 18. If the man falls in love, he falls in love. He takes care of her. Then that's well fine. I think I agree with you there, Clean. I think you think intelligence is that rare. I think many people are intelligent. I don't know. Maybe it's a side effect of me fucking working on the internet, but I think intelligence is a dying asset. I think it's quite rare. Just because I know for a fact that most of the time when I hang out with people, I have to change quite a lot. Like, even my friends, I can't talk about the things that I want to talk about when I'm hanging out with my friends. Because they don't give a fuck about that shit. So yeah, I don't believe that intelligence is that common. There is a reason the saying common sense isn't common is a thing. I don't really care because it's also preference. I still would prefer a traditional woman instead of a woman that is empowered by feminism. You're in luck, Santiago. The overwhelming majority of women do not consider themselves feminists. At least in this fucking chat. We've asked. I asked this yesterday. And all of the girls were like, fuck no. Patriarchy for the win. Woo! And I was like, girls. Come on, it's 2024. You have some rights. And I'm like, no, we don't want to vote. We don't want to work. Woohoo! That's the goals in this chat. So you are in luck. Bro, you are in luck. I may have sort of twisted the truth a little there, but you get the gist, right? It's basically true. Except for the fact that none of them said any of that. Are you sure you have women in this chat though? They claim to be women. I can only go on their word, of course. I've not done an in-depth study. Also, I feel like that would be super creepy. If I started to message every single one of the girls and I went like, okay, confirm you are a girl. I want to see a letter from your parents claiming that you were in fact born a girl. I want to see a copy of your fucking ID or else you're out of here. I would be front page news for every single fucking media journalist that is trying to cause a shitstorm. So I can't confirm, sadly. You just have to take them at their word. Right? You do this at your own risk. Woman here, I'm a girl. I am most definitely a woman. Internet has taught me that everyone online is a 43-year-old balding male and a video without makeup. Letter from the parents. I got all the ladies in his chat. I would call myself a feminist, just a modern day feminist, I guess. I'm a feminist too. I think girls should absolutely have the right to choose the kind of kitchen they want to work in. Like, I'm all for that, you know? I'm against letting anyone vote until they pass some sort of not only IQ, but taste of their country's history. All right. Now we'll see who has an actual sense of humor. Let me choose my kitchen. Dude, to be fair, though, I would actually prefer to be in the kitchen because I like cooking. Yeah, so this would actually be one of those things that I couldn't agree with the, what do you guys call them, misogynists on? You know, because I actually like cooking, so that would be a fight. Actually, okay, so I get that you want to be in the kitchen and shit, because, you know, women and all that, but maybe I cook. Every once in a while, at least. Yeah, I fucking love cooking. It's creativity. You get to be creative when you cook. Like, right now, I'm busy perfecting tomato sauce. Like, every Saturday, I make a pizza, because it's my cheat day. I'm allowed to have pizza on a Saturday. And I used to buy the pizza, but now I started to make my own dough. Oh, boys, I've made a dough last weekend that would knock your fucking balls off. Ladies, your tits would fall on the floor. Guaranteed. This dough was crispy. It was chewy. It was fucking beautiful. Like, absolutely out of this world. But never mind that now. I'm playing around with sauce at the moment. Specifically the tomato sauce. Trying to find the exact balances. And I like it because I get to like add a bit of spice, maybe a bit of chili, maybe a bit of this, maybe a bit of that. Just constantly trying to find like what makes the perfect sauce. If I couldn't cook, I would be so fucking bored, dude. Like so bored. Don't get me wrong. It would be nice after a long day of streaming to come out to my girlfriend goes, hey, I've made you a dish. That would be cool. But what would be cooler is if I come out after a long day of streaming and I get to make food. She can help, but I also want to make food because that's how I sort of relax. Like right after the stream, go to the gym, come home, fire up the fucking stove. Let's get cooking. That's when I relax. That's when I get into like me time and I can, oh shit, I need to show you guys this. I look like I'm coming from a fucking war zone, by the way. So I don't know if you guys can see that. That's when I was trying to cut tomatoes. And for some fucking reason, I made the knife way too sharp. And then I just jammed it straight into my hand. That fucking blew ass. And then last night, after I'm washing up, right? I'm busy washing up. I put my hand into the hot water to grab the utensils to wash. And I slam it into the knife. It's now twice. I had another thing here. Where I stuck the knife into my fucking finger there. That was just blood everywhere. I look like I'm coming out of a fucking war zone. It's starting to turn into a bit of a massacre. Like every night when I'm in the kitchen, there's like in the fucking dustbin, just these tissues with blood on them. It's like, what the hell is happening here? So yeah, I have to get a lot more careful. Come and say, honey, let's go to the restaurant. Sometimes. Not always. In fact, I would instead, like, I think perfect life for me, if I were to say perfect life, I would say I finish streaming, I go to the gym, then right after, she comes to the gym with me, because she needs to keep her booty in check, and then right after the gym, we go to the coffee shop that's on the beach, grab a coffee, go sit on the beach or maybe walk on the beach and just sort of enjoy the sunset, especially in summer when the sun only goes down at like 9 o'clock, 9:30. Perfect. And then go home, cook, and then maybe like play video games or some shit. Like that would probably be perfect life for me. Very rarely though would I want to go to a restaurant. I feel like that. I don't like restaurants that much. Like some of them are cool, but I'm not a huge fan. What's this? Z Vengeance. Other thing. Okay, what was taken out of context now? Can't wait. Other thing here where I stuck the knife into my third thing here. I didn't mean to flip you guys off. And also, I didn't even realize I still have, I have bacon biltong. I don't know if you guys can see how my finger is a little orange. That's the spice on the bacon biltong or the bacon jerky. That's orange and it discolored my fingers. It's like Cheetos. Or, we don't have Cheetos, but we have a thing called cheese curls. Does the same thing. Or cheese knacks. They do the same thing too. Dude, bacon jerky is like one of the best things you can fucking have. Stop putting your thumb in your ass. Dude, you think my ass is orange? You do know that orange poop would probably be some kind of health risk. You should probably go to the doctor if your poop is orange. Because we will cook you dinner. Lucy, they don't cook anything that I do. They don't clip anything that I do that's good. The only time I get clipped is when my chat is actively trying to get me in jail or cancelled or some shit. No, they'll never. They'll never. I could be up here going, so guys, yesterday I saved a bunch of fucking puppies. You know? They were going to die, but I saved them. And someone will clip it in such a way that it sounds like I'm saying, guys, yesterday a bunch of puppies was going to get saved, but I actually made it so that they did die. That's how they'll clip it. Because that, me and my chat, is a lot of fun. About bacon, I saw something in the US. They are mad about McDonald's price, but it's a Big Mac menu in South Africa. Could be light brown shite, not orange. Like, holy shit. Well, you just took the fun out of it. Clip it. That's the internet these days. True. Those kind of crisps you're talking about are called what's-its over here, but we also have cheese puffs over here too. So the ones I'm talking about is this. This. Cheese snacks. I don't know what you guys call it, but this is what it looks like. And it's cheesy as fuck. You guys call it Cheetos. Yeah, we just call it cheese snacks. You have knickknacks as well. If knickknacks as well, but I don't know where the knickknack. Oh, here we go. This is the knickknacks. Here we go. This is the knickknacks. But yeah, these the bacon. I've showed you guys the bacon biltong before, or the bacon jerky. I've shown you guys the bacon jerky before. Oh, now what the fuck did you guys do? Guys, yesterday a bunch of puppies was gonna get saved, but I actually made it so that they did die. Guys, yes. The fuck? Like, come on, like, you guys do realize that some people watch the clips and they don't know what the fuck we're talking about, right? Yeah, I realized as soon as I said it, this probably wasn't a good idea. At some point, someone's gonna get hold of these clips and they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Welcome to the internet. Yeah, welcome. I mean, it is what it is. I don't really give a fuck. Like, I will actually share this over on Twitter. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Let's go. I have no problem. Ah, fuck me. The hand gestures make it pure gold, man. I talk with my hands quite a lot. Not as much as the Italians do. But I do talk with my hands quite a lot. I feel like Afrikaans is also a very, like, hand language kind of thing. You know, we do speak a lot with our hands, and our faces is very involved while we speak. Very emotive language, actually. It's all the tomato sauce you've been making? Oh, man. I'm going to get that right. At some point, the one thing that I'm struggling with at the moment is it's still a little runny. I'm trying to figure out how to get it less runny, but still saucy, you know? So I'm not sure, maybe remove the seeds? You know, that seedy bit that has like a shit ton of like runny, mushy shit in it? Maybe remove that. Maybe remove the inner bit and only keep the outer flesh. I don't know yet what the answer is. I'm still trying to figure it out. No. I'm trying to make fresh pizza sauce, not cooked pizza sauce. Because it gets like a bitter taste. If you cook the pizza sauce before you put it on the pizza, trust me, fresh tomatoes is better. Like, trust me. I promise you it's better. Z Vengeance, I really want to do a cooking stream. In fact, I would love to... If me and my brother weren't living together, I would actually move everything down to the kitchen and I would just stream from the kitchen. It would be a lot more fun because then I would be right next to the fucking kettle where I could just heat water and have coffee instead of having to go downstairs to do it. But it would be very uncomfortable for my brother because he's not one that likes to be on camera. So it wouldn't really work. And I don't want to live on my own because I'm going to be lonely as fuck if I live on my own. My work hours means I will never meet any human beings. I will literally spend the rest of my life alone and you would be the only people I talk to. So it's sort of like, do I move out and go live on my own with a job that really doesn't allow for a lot of sociability? Because it's different, right? Most of you have actual jobs, right? So you go to the office, you get to talk to actual people, you do things. And also you tend to wake up when the normal wake up time is for your country and you go to bed when the normal go to bed time is for your country. Mine isn't that, right? I go to bed at like 4 a.m. in the morning. I wake up at like 10, 11 a.m. in the morning. Then I stream and I make videos. So I will never see fucking anyone. So that's the only reason I'm like, I don't know if I feel like moving out and living on my own. Get people to live with where you both work those hours. You see, I don't like living with other people, especially just random people. Me and my brother have the perfect relationship, and that's why we can live together. He does his thing, I do my thing. We literally don't get into each other's way. The only time, like, we go downstairs, make coffee, and then we'll talk. Right? So pretty much every night after I come home from the gym, we'll grab some coffee and we'll just chat about stuff, but we don't really get in each other's way. I don't want to live with someone that... So I used to have a flatmate, this was back in college, where he would get bored and then he would come bother me. You know, he wants to chat. So he'd be bored and then he would come sit on my bed and he'd be like, so what are you doing? And I'd be like, I'm playing games. Oh, what game are you playing now? I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you in my room? Go do your own thing. Yeah, I'm bored. Let's go out. I'm like, dude, I'm playing. I don't want to go out. I'm perfectly happy where I am now. Why am I supposed to keep you company? So that's why I'm very iffy to live with other people. I used to have a roommate like that too. Close friends or loved ones. Yep, not random. What are you trying to do? No, well, in this instance, there was nothing untoward was happening. It's just some people need constant human interaction. Like they want people around them and they want to constantly have people around them. Whereas I'm more of I like being around people, but I'm also very happy on my own. And when I'm on my own, I want to be on my own, you know? So it's sort of like a weird thing. This is not a step-bro scenario. This is not a step-bro scenario. Also, if we're going to do step-siblings, I would prefer if it was step-sister. Okay? I would prefer that. If I had a choice, of course, if we're doing this against my fucking will, then sure, do whatever you want. But if I have a choice, can we do it step-sister, please? I did that when we lived with my ex, but we had... Wait, when you say we, what is... When we lived with my ex... What's happening here, Lucy? We had a sign for showing when we are busy, so don't come bother me. And when we can be bothered, everyone needs alone time and personal space. That's about true. 4 a.m, you asleep, I'm bored. Me? Bruh, I have to wake up in 2 hours. Dude, you couldn't wake me up. There's no shot. Wait, the step in for pussy, do it the lattice way. Me and him only. All right, because yeah, when you said when we lived with my ex, I was like, that doesn't sound right. Something's wrong here. Although, hey, a lot of people are poly these days. Who am I to judge? I couldn't be in it. Like, how many? Is there anyone here that is in an actual like poly relationship? or that feels like they could be in a poly relationship. Pringles, how you doing? I wanted to watch it, but chat said it's shit. Poliwraith is a cool Pokemon, but nah. It would just be twice the knacking, no thanks. So no poly, a little demi. I don't know what the fuck demi means. What does that mean? I only know what poly means because I see it a lot on Twitter. What does demi? I am so poly, people call me single. I like that, Ferorius. Alright. Triple A is shit too. True. Demi means pick me? The fuck? How? Demi humans from Elden Ring? I'm not personally into poly, but kudos to people who can be. I don't believe that anyone actually can be. I don't think so. I struggle to believe that it could. I don't share with dudes and 2 women equal 2 times the knacking. Polygamy, no thanks. That mean 2 or 3 stepmothers. Ask Destiny how it's worked out for him the last 2 times he tried. You see, the thing for me is, the only time I think polygamy can work is if it's a bunch of narcissists dating each other. In other words, they're too in love with themselves and not in love with the other people. Dude, relationships are too much work. I'm not going to lie to you. It's too much fucking work to include a third person into that. It's hard enough to keep one fucking woman happy. How do you keep 2 happy? It's no chance. Only want you just cannot have romantic relations and needs to someone else. I feel like the problem with poly relationships, and I could be wrong, right? But I think the problem with poly relationships is they only work until one of the people finds someone that they're actually in love with. That's in my opinion, as soon as one of the people finds someone that they're actually in love with, it's fucked. If you want my advice, always fart on the first date, set the tone. This is my quietly judging you face. Wait, you just don't recognize the need? Demi is like you just really want to do all with just one person always? But wait, how is that different to... Wait, what? How's that different to like just normal people? I'm genuinely asking. Wait, I don't understand. You have to really fucking educate me on this. Because... I would call myself hetero, and I also just want to do one thing, like all things with one person always. Or is demi, you don't care about the sex of the other person? Is that what that means? So you sometimes do that thing where you completely stop moving or talking for a while, and if it wasn't for chat, I think stream crashed. Yeah, I sometimes have to think. My brain stops working because I'm confused. I don't know, you just don't look around. You don't need to look at other menus. I feel like that's very normal, though. Like, that's normal or indicative of everyone that's in a happy relationship. Toms are pretty much everyone experiences that, yes. I haven't spoken to them for a while, but a group of some Twitch friends I had are poly. They seem to make it work and were really cool people. Mrs. Fullbuster, the thing is, so what I always say is, you can't know what happens inside relationships. We all see the best that people want us to see, right? We very rarely see what is actually happening. The real issue is that polygamy there has never been a polygamous society in the history of humanity. It has never happened, right? what people refer to, so people love to say that monogamy is completely unnatural and it's not something that happens, and they're kind of right, but that's because all other societies before monogamy were societies where men, like about 20% of all the men, would have all of the women, right? And 80% of men would have no women, right? So those are the only other type of societies that we've ever seen. We've never had any society that's been polygamous, ever. And we see that the overwhelming majority of polygamous relationships end in misery. Just doesn't work. So I would question the validity of it. You know, the fact that we've seen monogamous societies work, monogamy clearly does work. We know that, I can't remember what the actual word is for it, but the societies where men have multiple women, we know those societies work as well, as long as the community remains small enough that it doesn't, as soon as it becomes cities, it becomes a huge problem. But if it's a small society, it does absolutely work. Polygamy, on the other hand, there's no evidence that it's ever been tried. Or if it has been tried, it didn't lead to any successes. So I'm not judging, obviously. Do whatever the fuck you want. Do whatever makes you happy. It's your life. I'm not here to judge. I'm just sort of talking philosophically about what I think. Polly, but her rum would be nice. Would it, though? Demisexual, where you only want to have sex with someone you have feelings for? See, I again would just refer to that as being normal. Kiki. But I guess this is where normal would be different, right? For everyone. Because I happen to think that if you're gonna have sex with someone... To be fair, though, I think I'm very old school in this. I know I'm old school because it's only recently that I started believing this. But I think if you're not gonna get married, you shouldn't even be dating. And the reason I think this isn't even religious, right? All of you know that I am religious, but this isn't even a religious thing. I believe this before I ever became a Christian. I think breakups are so incredibly fucking bad. I've been through breakups. The pain you feel after a breakup is so devastating that I don't think it's healthy or good for us to go through that. So unless you know that you're gonna marry the person you're dating, I don't know why the fuck you would do it. It's fine going out for a couple of weeks, to see. But if you don't see a potential future with that person, just get the fuck out. Like, why are you there? Because you're setting yourself up for heartache. And it's the worst feeling in the world. Going through a breakup is a terrible, terrible experience. I don't know why people put themselves through that. I genuinely don't. Be rational, look at the other person and ask yourself, can I see myself marrying this person? And if the answer is, well, actually, I don't really think about that, then maybe no. Fun all over the place. That is sadly true, Lucy. But how can you decide if you want to marry someone if you don't date them first? Patches McPatch, it's simple, right? So I think it's very important that you have a list of non-negotiables, right? And it sounds very logical or rational and you're trying to break love down to numbers, but I'm actually not doing that, right? What I'm saying is there should be certain fundamental things that you and your partner agree on. From a moralistic standpoint, from a logical standpoint, rational standpoint, life standpoint, you should be culturally compatible with one another. I'm not saying you should be of the same culture, but you should be compatible with one another. And unless you can see yourself in a relationship with this person because they share all of these values that you find to be important to you, you shouldn't be in that relationship. Conversation about future plans. You slap it on the table. True. Okay, guys, I got to go see what color comes out and then sleep. Bye. Can you take care of yourself? Shay, enjoy the poop, man. Grey, here's an interesting little factoid. Men fall in love within 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And a man can be actually in love. For women, it takes closer to like 10 to 15 days to fall in love. But I do agree with you there. If I think back to every single ex that I've ever had, I knew very early on that I'm probably not going to marry this person. Like, I like them. I like hanging out with them. But I'm definitely not thinking very far into the future here. You know, I'm thinking more next weekend kind of thing. I've been with my partner for 7 years, practically... Wait. I've been with my partner 7 years, practically married, but haven't actually done it, so I agree that it can be seen as odd. Give me, if I may ask, and again, no judgment here, but why after 7 years are you guys not married? It's actually kind of funny. My sister-in-law had a crush on my brother back in school, and now they're married. Oh, shit. Nice, Mrs. Fullbuster. Very nice. I met my wife for a month, and we will be married for almost 20 years at this point, and she farted on the first day. Dangerous. All right. Hey, you know, if that's how it happens that way, you know? I'm all right with that. In college, okay. Nothing wrong with us. Our relationship is great. It's just not a prior to do. I don't know. I mean, keyboard mouse, if I'm not asking because I'm judging, and I genuinely mean that, right? I don't believe marriage is the whole legal paper, right? I don't actually believe in, and this coming from a guy that is a Christian, I don't believe that going to the church and going, oh yeah, I do, is actually the marriage part. I believe if you love someone and you know you're going to spend the rest of your life with them, the second you have sex with them, you're married. That's marriage, right? You've done that because you know this is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Now you're married. Congratulations. I think the wedding stuff is more just to affirm it, to share it with the rest of the world, but I don't view marriage as oh, you have to go to church, right? And you have to get the little... Let's be real. The only reason people really get married is for the little fucking paper so that they can tell the government, fuck off, we're going to pay less taxes. You know, so the legal proceedings, I don't give a shit about. Remember, not documents? True. Oh, I mean, 2 hours of meeting in person. We had been texting a bit for a couple of days. Yeah, but in person is the only time you can really decide, right? But I prayed about it for a while, and God came through. I knew on the first date she was the one I was going to marry. Fucking ace, bro. I'm so happy for you, Dangerous. Nice. Marriage gives you legal protections. Yeah, true. But if you know that you and your partner is just going to be together, then you don't need the legal protections. Not really. Unless, of course, you're planning on murdering someone and you want your wife to not have to testify against you. Okay, yeah, go get married quickly and then murder someone, I guess. Lucy, if you want that, and if we go by what you said earlier, you like Asian guys, you should be on a plane to Japan or to Korea. You'll get yourself that. You know, go, fucking do that. You know, go to Asia, go get yourself a man, and, you know, come tell us the story afterwards. You're not going to meet that Asian dude if you're not going to Asia. Just saying. So should we do something to enshrine that? Yes, but it's not a legal thing for sure. Keyboard mouse, should you? No. You should do absolutely fuck all. Just love her, let her love you, or the other way around. I don't actually know. Whichever fucking way you do spin this, just love each other. That's it, right? the whole passionate crimes thing that happens in the world turned me on to only dating if I was serious about them, not trying to get my car. Yeah, but I also feel like that has to do with the kind of girl that you date, you know? If you're gonna date a crazy fucking girl, then sure, you know, it might actually happen. So don't date crazy people. To be a vow you make to each other in front of your entire community as witnesses. Beef and beans, I'm not, I'm less interested in the tradition and more interested in what is actually happening there, right? So I don't care about the tradition of it. I get the tradition part, and I get that a lot of people hold on to the tradition. I just don't really care about the tradition all that much. You never know, though. Well, you could kind of know, you know? You could kind of know. But sure, it can be out of left field, I guess. Shit can go wrong. That is very true. Don't have communities like that anyways these days. Do you guys think we're missing out the fact that we no longer have those, like, community stuff, you know? Do you think we're missing out? Or do you think that's just, you know, it is what it is, who gives a fuck? To me, marriage is intended more for children. Government giving benefits or tax breaks or whatever shouldn't be part of the bond. I don't think people get married because of the government benefits, but it is obviously a benefit. What community stuff? The whole fact of, if you went back like 200 years, everyone knew each other. So I'll use the town that I live in currently. What I love about it is when I head to the shop, everyone knows me. You know, the other day we're walking into the shop and the shop owner is standing there and we greet him and he ends up telling us about these new kind of oranges that they just got in, which is an orange, but it's red in the middle. It's not a blood orange, but it is red in the middle. And he's telling us this fascinating story and he ends up giving us just 10 fucking oranges, just gives it to us. He's like, yeah, go try it at home. You know, see what you like, see what you think. I go to the butchery, and I know the people there. Everyone knows me wherever you go because it's small enough that you form personal connections with people. But then I go to, like, when I lived in Pretoria, you knew no one. You know, you go to the store, those people see 100,000 people a day. They don't even know your face. They don't remember you. If there's just too many people. So I wonder if, are we missing out with things just being, you know, we live in these giant cities where there's just too many people around us to ever really know anyone. You know, you don't get to know your neighbors because there's like fucking hundreds of them living in your immediate vicinity. In a small town, it's so much nicer. Dangerous, I'm with you there. I like where I live now because it's close enough to Cape Town that if I do need to go into the city, it's like a 45-minute drive. That's easily done. But I live far enough away that I don't have to deal with the bullshit of living in the city. I see what you mean. Yes, in a way, it... Hold up. In a way, it makes people more lonely because we all sit on them screens and get shy. True. I never lived in a place with more than 500,000 people, but it's big indeed. Dude, 500,000 people is still fucking large, though. That's why I've always liked suburbs and smaller towns outside the big city. The grey, yeah, I prefer where I live now, specifically because it is outside the city, but it's not too far that you can't nip in and go get some shit, you know? Pretty small street, so we've gotten to know some of our neighbors. Nice. My town pop is 88,000 people. 500k is a lot. I wonder how many people live in my town. It must be small. It can't be that many. Hold up. Let me fucking check. Let me check. How many people live? The problem just in South Africa is... Oh yeah, 16,000. If Cape Town gets nuked, I'll be vaporized, but you'll grow a few more limbs. Yeah, I'll be fine. T-Walk, how you doing, bro? Marriage is like specs in WoW. Vanilla, it was costly to change, so everyone did research before they did the leap. Now it's like retail, where you find one thing wrong, so click the button and change it right away. T-Walk, that is sadly very true. Tragalex, how you doing? I love small towns, but just not the one I grew up in. I was 6th generation there on both mom and dad's side. I knew where generations of skeletons were buried. Dude, but that's also cool, though. That is also cool. But some nations just hang out like the old days together in the neighborhood, drinking beers at the store. In the old house when we first moved to Cape Town, the old house that we lived in, the complex there would literally once a month have like a complex barbecue where everyone in the complex would get together for barbecue. And everyone would just sit there in front of someone's fucking yard, in front of someone's house in their yard, and just everyone hang out. It was like 18, 19 people. It was really cool, actually. Really fun. You get to know all of your neighbors on a much more personal level. I spent most of my life in a 150k people town, and it's already too big. Now my town is 1,500 people. Shit, Niora, I'm actually jealous. Like, I would actually unironically come live there. 1,500 sounds perfect. That's awesome, though. I had grave relatives who fought in the Revolutionary War. Holy shit. 10k popped down. It's actually crazy that we're talking about thousands, when psychologically, the evidence suggests that humans can't handle tribes of more than 145 people. As soon as a tribe gets larger than about 145, it leads to human beings becoming more reclusive. It leads to human beings becoming less trusting of their neighbors. It leads to a whole slew of issues the larger a tribe gets. These days, we're all just like, oh yeah, my town is really small, 16k people. It's like, that's like a many, many Ks more than what it's supposed to be. Like what you can actually handle. I don't know though, CCS. Do you think, like, how far is the spread of a normal atomic bomb? How far does it spread? Because I'm like, how many kilometers is Gordon's Bay away from Cape Town? Wait, there's a thing called Nuke Map? Okay, hold up. Okay. I did not think that there was actually a thing like this. All right. All right, let me show you guys. Let's see here. Fire Monster, how you doing, bro? The bigger the bomb, the bigger radius. I wanted to show my town, but it's pretty much doxing myself with a... And Yara, that's true. That is true. Don't dox yourself. But all right, so Cape Town is over here, right? I am over here in the... I don't show my mouse on screen. Hold up. I'm going to have to fix that before I can do anything else. All right, can you guys see my mouse? Yeah. So I'm over here in this area. Right here. I'm over here. This is False Bay. This area here. So if the bomb dropped in Cape Town, what do we have here? Drag the marker. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care. Choose the warhead yield. Okay. What's a normal yield? I don't know much about fucking atomic bombs. So what is a normal yield? What does a normal yield look like in kilotons? 20? Do 10. Okay, we do a 10 kiloton. Okay. Select a preset. Oh, shit. Okay, so we have the Davy Crockett, which is the smallest US bomb ever produced. 20. Then we have crude nuclear terrorist, 100T. Then we have the SAR bomb. It's the largest USSR bomb designed. Oh, let's go for the largest one ever designed. Let's fucking see what this does. All right, so there we go. Surface burst, I guess. Radioactive fallout. I don't know what the fuck. Let's see. Click detonate. Shall we go? Holy fuck. All right, so I'd be caught in this area. Light blast damage. Okay, so in this area, I would have light blast damage radius. Overpressure glass windows can be expected to break. This can cause many injuries in the surrounding population who comes from windows after seeing the flash of a nuclear explosion, which travels faster than the pressure wave. Often used as a benchmark. Oh. And there's a little bit of thermal radiation. 3rd degrees burns extend throughout the layers of skin and are often painless because they destroy the pain nerves. They can cause severe scarring and disablement and require amputation. 100% probability for 3rd degree burns at this yield. Fuck. All right, so I would be a little fucked. Yeah, it is terrifying, bro. The fact that humans have it. Let's see what the fat man would have done. Aw. Well, let's hope. Let's hope they drop the fat man on us. I'll just be sitting over here looking at the mushroom cloud going, ooh, pretty. I'll be fine, though. It was a huge-ass bomb that they never used. Yeah, but imagine if they did use it. To be fair, though, I don't think anyone would waste a nuke on South Africa. Then just gonna be honest about that. There's not much here. Plus, to conquer South Africa, you wouldn't need a bomb. You just walk in, put your flag down, and go, it's ours now. And then the military of South Africa goes, oh, okay. And then they go on with their lives because the military is fucking useless. There would be no problems. You just walk in, take it, and go, yep, this is ours now. Nuke a city. What is this?
Playing around with nuclear weapons in videos is fun. There's a visceral joy in blowing things up and a horrifying fascination with things like fireballs, shockwaves, and radiation. And while it does help put our destructive power in perspective, it's not the best way of understanding the real impact of a nuclear explosion. This isn't about silly stacks of TNT or about how bright an explosion is. Nuclear weapons are about you. So we've partnered with the Red Cross and Red Crescent.
No. I'm streaming to YouTube as well. Both YouTube and Twitch. Although YouTube is weird as fuck. Sounds like what old Rome would do. Do you guys want roads and water? Will YouTube censor this? You think so? I mean, we've watched videos like this before. It'll stop the stream while you watch this. Interesting. But why? I mean, YouTube is the weirdest fucking platform ever, bro. YouTube is the weirdest platform ever. The video is on YouTube, right? So, clearly, perfectly fine for YouTube. But then, you watch the video on YouTube, and YouTube goes, oh no, this is way too bad. It thinks you're stealing it? Oh, fuck. So, it actually thinks that you reacting to videos is stealing content. Wow. Me. What? What? So reacting is stealing content. Fucking YouTube. Come on, man. What is wrong with you guys? To be fair, though, I do think I have a massive problem with... I do have a problem with YouTube's copyright system. because I sort of get the arguments from people who want to make, who want to claim that reacting to content is sort of quote unquote stealing content, even though I think it's fucking stretching the concept of stealing by a lot. Are there some people that steal content? Absolutely, right? You get people like XQC that literally react to videos like this. It's not quite reaction, right? If I put on the video and then I fuck off to go make coffee, it's not quite a reaction. I'm just playing the video in the background while I do other things. That obviously does happen. But I think there is something that... I think there's ways that YouTube can come up with to fix React content. I would be interested, because I know you react to a lot of content as well, Pyro. I would be interested to know, how would you feel if YouTube gave you the option of sharing, say, 20 or 25% of your of the revenue that your video makes with the person that you reacted to? Because that's the argument that I came up with whenever we watch these people complaining about React YouTubers. I'm always like, okay, how about we come up with a system where you do a bit of revenue share, so you do give back to the original creator. Yeah, I feel like that's the fairest system. Don't give them 50% because the audience is watching me react. There's no evidence they would have gone watching the other person, but a small cut, I feel that would be fair, you know? But not reaction streams on YouTube. Yeah, this is where, like, what Pyro is saying as well, it's the stupidest fucking system ever, where you can react to videos on YouTube and upload your reaction to videos on YouTube, but you can't live react to a video on YouTube, because YouTube goes, oh, no, what are you doing? Although it might also be, I wonder... I wonder if that's not... Could it be that YouTube doesn't know... It's sort of like they're not entirely... So they don't know exactly what the content is of the video that you're watching. And to try and stop people from streaming nonsense or like streaming actual movies and shit, they just stop any fucking react from getting through. You know, to ensure that someone doesn't upload, you know, fucking Any Given Sunday, call it World of Warcraft's Biggest Secrets, and then him and his stream just sit there watching Any Given Sunday, you know, while the metadata isn't Any Given Sunday. Maybe that's why. Maybe they try to stop people from sort of circumventing the system. I don't know what the fuck it is. But I've no reason not to believe you. I mean, I'm sure YouTube would do shit like this. If I react to your video, it should get caught by Content ID, and you should be able to see Content ID matches in your stream dashboard. Oh yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah. Don't run the same check, so it does it live and actively censors certain restricted content IDs. I just never pay attention to it. I think may have been last week or the week before that. YouTube sent me an email saying check the copyright claims right now, and I was there, and I think your video was part of it. Like one of the videos you reacted to me was part of that. But then there's also like the problem with doing WoW shit is it's like hundreds of copyright things where it says like it used 100% of your video in their video, but then it's a cinematic for World of Warcraft that someone just copied and pasted, and my video happened to have the cinematic in it as well. I say, well, I don't have copyright over that. It's fine. They could probably do that. So the system is still fucked. Alden Cat, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. ID system isn't great. Yep. It's a nightmare. And it actually makes streaming a nightmare. Have you found, Pyro, that have you had a problem with monetization? Like demonetization, specifically yellow icons, especially when swearing. Because, dude, I went through a fight the last 3 or 4 months. Holy fuck. The last 3 or 4 months, it's been a struggle to get my videos monetized. Like, every video got demonetized. To the point where I bought DaVinci Resolve so that I could physically sit there and silence all of the swear words. Just to get it through. Starting to get better now, so it's alright now. But yeah, I'm not going to watch this video though. I'll maybe watch it later. I've had enough of the nuke talk. I don't think anyone will nuke me here in South Africa. I think we're fine. I think we're good. It's South Africa who would want to nuke us. Had issues with demonetization back in Legion somehow. Oh, I remember the Legion days of having... Yeah, I remember that. I think we still spoke about that once. No, you didn't put a damper on anything. Pyro, this happens more than you can imagine. I start with a video and then I get bored. It happens more with games though. I never finish games. They might just nuke you in particular, Akko. Dude, why would you want to nuke me? I am absolutely lovable. I'm not a threat to anyone. I think if the world wars start, everyone will just come to South Africa because we're the one nation that's already fucked. Things can't get much worse. In all other nations, you'll be you're not sure what's going to happen next. But you know what's happening. You know what's going to happen. It's been happening already. Fuck, boys. What do we do? What do we do? Year 2? Wait, where's year, Lucy? Okay, let's see. What time is it now? I have to go to the gym soon. Have you seen that newest WoW beta trailer? I have not. People said something about it being very gameplay heavy. It's the one for the beta specifically, right? I've seen the shadow one with Xalatath. Like, holy fuck. Holy fuck. And what's interesting about that trailer, and it pisses me off to no end, you still have people who say, oh, this was a bullshit trailer. You know? Like, I've had people in my comment section, my reaction to this one, going, nothing happened, yawn. And it's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, this is anything but a yawn trailer. Like, this was a cool trailer. It's so bad, you hardly can imagine it getting worse. True. There's a thing on a wall that maybe you've seen. I only saw it for the first time in this trailer. Alright, let's see it.
The visions. Our world cries out for aid. Shadows gather.
Dude, this gives like fucking Elune vibes a little. I don't know why. I have no evidence for why, but it gives Elune vibes. Like, I don't think it's meant to be moons. But it kind of gives Elune vibes. There's an entire Old God mural on the wall. Oh, we actually covered that one a while ago. It leaked. So this was right as the beta went live. Dude, there's something fucking wild there, because technically at this place, it would have made far more sense that they would have served someone like Yisaraj, right? Rather than Nazoth. and yet it looks like it was N'Zoth, and then you have that crystal that looks to be in some kind of device on the mural as well, which is like, what the f is going on? Like, this is clearly some historical event that happened for them that they captured, because that's usually what these murals are, right? And it's like, why? I sure think the little bug dudes are Cluxy. It is possible. It is possible. In which case, why were the Cluxy here? Like, what were they doing here?
Deep within the heart of Azeroth, our fate hangs by a thread. And fear threatens to consume us all. Zalatath is taunting us. To preserve our world, we must face the shadow.
Also, Zalatath's eyes, you know, the crescent moons that we just saw, that gives very Elune vibes. Then you look at Zalatath's eyes, which is the same. It's the twilight. It's the almost like the eclipse of the moon. Then you have Zalatath's whispers that talk about Elune being this upstart goddess. Is she taunting Elune? Is there a taunt there for Elune? Is Elune somehow involved in all of this? I'm not saying working with the old gods or with the void, but is there an involvement of Elune here? Or is it nothing is ever an accident with Blizzard, right? They don't do these things by accident. There's a reason for it. They chose this for a reason. But what's the reason? So fucking annoying. So annoying. Oh, it's Garrosh. You're talking about this mural, right? This one here. Nothing evidence to suggest that Tolvir and the Kiraji used to be part of Ashakir, a massive empire from the old days. It could be possible that the Klaxi and the Nerubians had connections as well. It's the correct southern region between... Holy shit, Moonguard with the $100 donation. What the fuck? Bro, really appreciate that. Can I get some hearts in chat? $100. You absolute mad lad. Really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nerubians had connections as well. It's the correct southern region between Anchorage and Pandaria. Klaxi. So there's a lot of Klaxi things, Pyro, that you're actually so spot on about. I spoke about this during the Baron's chat not too long ago. Tived, how you doing? During Baron's chat, so I don't know why I completely fucking forgot about this. It may have been Mist of Pandaria, World of Dailycraft that just made me have PTSD. So I, for some reason, blocked a lot of this out of my mind. But while I'm playing Remix, you know, having the time of my life just fucking around in Remix, I'm doing these quests about the Paragons, you know? Freeing the Klaxi Paragons and getting all of them back on their feet. And this one Paragon is telling this story. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Hold up. Is it this one? Yeah, it's here. So there's one tells the story. Back when the world was still young, the first Kapiri trees bloomed. From the trees, the amber flowed and nurtured us. Kipperite, we called it, the lifeblood of the earth. It healed our wounds and made us bold. It tasted like sweetness and fire. It gave us the strength to conquer all the lesser races. Many were the threats to our race after the usurpers remade the world. Narrow was the path ahead. I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? So you have Kipperite, you have Azerite, and you have Kazhamite, right? Those are the three. I'm a rich bitch now. Things, shall we say, right? Moon God, 10 communities, $100 and 10 community subs. Are you crazy, bro? Hey, holy shit. Holy shit. Can I get some hearts in chat? Just a lot of love. Mwah. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are far too kind. And also welcome to all of the new people. I hope that you're gonna, suck Moonguard's dick a little. Go on your knees, smile like a donut. He just gave you a sub. I think that's just fair. What happens on Moonguard stays on Moonguard. True. Go show him some love in the game. I played on Moonguard. Beef, of course you did. But I want to see Pyro say something. Tasted like sweetness and fire. Why does that make me think of Fire Bee Honey Mead? Dude, there's something about the naming scheme first and foremost. Kazhamite, Kipperite, Azurite, right? The naming scheme. And then Saronite, which is the fourth one. So you have Saronite, Azurite, Kazhamite, Kipperite. All of these considered to be bloods. They called it the lifeblood of the earth. If you look at if you pay attention to the actual look of the Kipperite, right, or what they call the amber, it looks like one part of Azurite, does it not? It looks like one part of like the Azurite color scheme, at least. There's definitely some gentlemen with the 20 community subs. Guys. I'm having a conversation here. Can you guys stop giving me money, please? Let's have a conversation. You guys are very rude. No, I love you. Thank you so much for making me rich. I appreciate you. Hearts in chat. Hearts in chat. Also, smile like a donut. Gentlemen, you are far too kind. Thank you. I got a sub. Let's go. Nice. People are rich again, it seems. You can tell it's the beginning of the month. Everyone's living like a king, just throwing out the cash. Like, oh yeah, baby. Let me give it to everyone. Then 2 weeks in, everyone's like, nah, bro. Shit. What are we eating? Let the capital flow. Exactly. Everyone knows that's how it goes. Beginning of the month, you're living at large, buying everything you can, just handing out the cash. And then halfway through the month, you go, fucker, I should not have done this. If only I didn't do this. They did say that Azurite in its golden liquid form would harden into an amber-like substance, so I fuck with what you're saying there. The problem is, Pyro, what if Azurite isn't the blood of Azeroth? Because the Kipperite made them strong, but their gods, like physically their gods, were Yisarash, right? They served the old ones, Yisarash. Dude, what if Azurite isn't the blood of Azeroth? I don't know. I have this sneaky fucking suspicion that Sargeras' sword did not puncture or wound Azeroth. Specifically because Magni stops hearing the voices of Azeroth the second we kill N'Zoth. The second N'Zoth is killed, the voice of Azeroth switches off. Magni doesn't hear her. Magni is throwing a little hissy fit in the new expansion because of this. Why would Azeroth suddenly stop speaking to him as soon as N'Zoth is dead? Unless, of course, the King of Diamonds have been made a pawn. Something I've considered. Sylvanas' response to it just throws me for a loop. Her saying she felt like a goddess of creation and destruction is pretty telling, I feel like. I agree with you, but it's also a case of both Sylvanas and Anduin see a vision. Right? And it's almost as if they see... How do I put this? It's as if they see the same vision, but from two angles. Right? Because she sees a vision of her being the queen and everyone bowing to her as the queen, bringing peace because she unites everyone under her rule. To an extent. Anduin sees himself, at least based on the bits and pieces we got from that, as the one to bring peace. So they're seeing the same thing, peace. And then you have this line. Let me just, while we're watching fucking cinematics, let me just go back here. There's a line in here.
For so long, I've watched you all. Your mortal struggles, your proud defiance, the loneliness you pretend not to feel. You cling to hollow faith that can't sustain you. You
Bro, does this not sound like someone that is trying to call their children home? You cling to hollow faith that can't sustain you. I've watched you fight and try and fail consistently. I'm just saying, there's not a lot of hatred in what Xal'atath is saying at the moment. Keep listening, you'll see what I mean in a second.
And power that cannot withstand what is to come. You convince yourselves that you are of purpose, that your great deeds can make a difference. But deep down, you know the truth. That when all your illusions are burned away, all that is left is your fury. And in the end, your glorious fury will be mine.
That is not... So, the reason everyone misinterprets this specific cinematic, from my perspective, is because people think of her as just a bog standard villain. At no point in this entire video does Xal'atath make herself our enemy. She says that once the visage has been destroyed, once you've realized that all of this is empty, all that will be left is your anger and your fury. And once that happens, it will be mine. You will turn to me. Now let's go back to N'Zoth. N'Zoth tests us. It actually says that in Battle for Azeroth. He is testing us. Right? And they keep finding us too light. They keep trying to see, are we worthy? Are we worthy? Will be mine. Right? She's not challenging us. And then, of course, we can go to... is it this one? I think it's this one.
Here goes nothing. Yes, we did it. No Stormo.
Nostormu is gone. Only Murrazond remains.
No.
You ever questioned why the Titan...
Okay, listen. I want you to listen closely. Now, remember what I said. Xal'atath did not declare herself our enemy. At no point. She only said that once the illusion fades, once we have lost our empty faith, once we've realized that the light won't do anything for you, once we've realized that the Titans will not do anything for us, once we realize that all of our beliefs, all of our misconceptions have been exactly that. Misconceptions. All that will be left is our anger, our fury. And if you think about World of Warcraft, if you strip away all of the councils and you strip away all of what do we have in Azeroth? What is Azeroth? It is a melting pot of fury. Since its inception, you have had the Horde versus the Alliance and a never-ending fight against these two factions. Fury, anger, hatred. Just a melting pot of this shit. So once all of this disappears, she says that's all that will be left. And then it will be hers. So then we will side with her. But now listen to Iridikron basically saying this before. Iridikron warns us that this is exactly what's going to happen.
We did it! Our future is secured!
Tell me, little one, have you ever questioned why the Titans preserve this timeline?
The Titans safeguard our world from monsters like you!
Your faith means nothing to them. As you burn in the flames of my brother's wrath, they will not come. All they wanted was our world. With this, the Harbinger will pry it from their grasp. And when the Titans come to reclaim their prize, I will be waiting.
Iridikron confirms what Xal'atath said. You'll eventually realize that the Titans don't give a shit about you. None of these forces care at all. And Xal'atath is saying, you'll join me because you will realize that they are problematic. Now, I'll take you back to what the Cloxy have to say about this. This is Corvin the Prime, the first of the Paragons. Back when the world was still young, the first Kapari trees bloomed. From the trees, the amber flowed and nurtured us. Kipperite, we called it, the lifeblood of the earth. It healed our wounds and made us bold. It tasted like sweetness and fire, and gave us the strength to conquer all the lesser races. Many were the threats to our race after the usurpers remade the world. Usurpers. This confirms a couple of things. First and foremost, there were many things that existed before the Titans arrived. The usurpers, the Titans remaking the world, destroyed what was once here in order to remake it all in their image. Narrow was the path. So I think, and I've said this to Pyro on Twitter before as well, and I know Pyro agrees with me on this. If you still believe that the Titans are your friends, if you still believe that the Titans are to be trusted, you're not paying attention. You're just not. You are blindly walking through this game, going to any and all pieces of evidence. La 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 la. Eyes closed, fingers in the ears. I will not listen. I don't care. The Titans are good. Because you have so much evidence. Like, the evidence is just pouring out that there is something huge coming. And again, I will say this. Neither Iridikron nor Xal'atath makes themselves our enemies. Like, let's just go back. Let's go back if you don't believe me.
Burn in the flames of my brother's wrath. They will not come. All they wanted was our world.
Iridikron isn't attacking us. He has no interest in attacking us. Iridikron wants the Titans. That's all he cares about. I don't know what this is, 480. I don't know why it went to 480, but we can go higher.
With this, the Harbinger will pry it from their grasp. And when the Titans come to reclaim their prize, I will be waiting.
Iridikron could kill Chromier. He could. He is much stronger than Chromie. He could kill her, right? He doesn't. He has no interest in killing her. His fight isn't with us. Xalatath, in the entire cinematic that you just saw with Black Waltz, how you doing, bro? What's wrong with Ultimate? What is it doing to you, man? What is it doing? What is happening? I'm interested to see what role the Titan creators will have in future stories. I am too. The Titans will come to claim their prize. Is the prize Azeroth or the Void defeat in our hands? The prize is Azeroth, right? So what Iridikron is effectively telling Chromier is that you being in danger and you being destroyed, the Titans won't come to help you. They don't give a shit about you. The only way to lure the Titans to Azeroth is to threaten Azeroth itself. Unless you threaten Azeroth, the Titans will not show up. So the idea here is that Iridikron basically gives us a prophecy that we can now test. If in the next expansion, Azeroth is indeed threatened and the Titans arrive once Azeroth is threatened, we know that Azeroth is... or Iridikron was right. I'm checking now which one was held. It's because you're swearing, Black Waltz, and for some reason, Twitch just doesn't give a fuck, right? Twitch doesn't like swearing, and I genuinely don't know how to put an end to it. I don't know. I have it off. It's not supposed to block you on Twitch, but it does. Twitch is full of shit. I apologize. Fucking the other message. Yeah, I don't know why Twitch does this. I genuinely don't. I'm so sorry. They believe the systems in place are still enough to protect Azeroth from its former rulers. I don't think so. So, what you need to remember about the Titans weren't done on Azeroth, right? They weren't finished with Azeroth. While they were in the process of ordering and remaking and reshaping Azeroth, they were interrupted by Sargeras. They were basically called back by Agrimar because Sargeras was he was throwing a temper tantrum wanting to destroy all life in the universe, right? So the Titans were pulled away from their work on Azeroth, and they had to deal with Sargeras. Then they had a fateful encounter with Sargeras, where Sargeras basically bitch-slapped the fuck out of all of them, so hard that they were traveling the cosmos for a very long time, until we finally, remade them or some shit. So they were interrupted in their work. I believe that the only reason they have not yet come back is they're recharging. They're trying to regain their power, so that they can eventually make their way to Azeroth to fundamentally and finally reform Azeroth into the order, I guess you could call it paradise, that they envision. Right? That would be my thinking. Speedily, I don't know what Twitch is okay with or not okay with. Why should the Titans care about us? We're ants to them at the end of the day. Well, I think that's the point that Xalatath and myself have been trying to make for a long time. The cosmological forces don't seem to care. They don't seem to care at all about you, me, or anyone else wants to do. They have their own goals, their own dreams, and they do what they want to do. Titan Utopia, Monka S. There even is a tabot called that from the Time Rift events. Yep. I mean, if you do the Time Rift events and you do specifically the Titan Time Rift, mortals don't live in that time. The one where the Titans won? Yeah, there's no mortals. And if there are, they're on the brink of extinction. If the Titans won our world, if they weren't called away by Sargeras, our world would be kind of fucked. Well, we would at least be fucked. Kyle, I don't know. I genuinely don't think it's about keeping Sargeras locked up as much as it is about them having to regain their power. You have to remember they were basically without bodies for a very long time. So they would be severely depleted. They're going to have to go suck on some anima for a while until they can sort of get reinvigorated. And I'm sure that they will be back once they've been fully powered up. Yes, with all the machines, without a second thought. Dude, there's so many weird things, and these are questions that I still have. I don't have answers to this. I'm so sorry. I'm still working on this. But for example, Amonthul. When Aenar plants the tree, right? I think it's called a lunar. A lunar is the tree. I think so. I can't be mistaken about the name, but I think that's the tree's name. Amonthul rips the tree out of the earth, and we now have evidence that that tree must have stood there because the roots of that tree is in the new expansion. Like literally in the zone, you can go to the roots of the tree and there's an actual race of beings that is protecting the roots of this tree. Why did Amonthul have this giant problem with the world trees? Specifically, it appears as if Zuval had a similar problem with the world trees. Because what's the first thing Zuval tells Sylvanas to do? To destroy the world tree. What is what are the world trees first and foremost? And what is the obsession with their destruction? What do they stop people from doing? You know, what do they do? To other planes of power? That's a possibility. He straight up didn't want another cosmological force on Azeroth. Well, if that is the case, but we have no evidence that the world trees invite different cosmological forces, you know? To be fair, we don't know what the fuck the world trees do. We know that this one was at least gifted by Elune, right? It was a gift from Elune, which would suggest that Elune serves another force, which is another question, right? Wait, but heck, so there is life that happens around them, but we have no evidence that the world trees actually invite life. So insofar as the cosmological force of life, which is well, we've never actually seen that force. You know, we've seen the outcome of that force. Maybe we've seen what happens if that force is left unchecked, but we've never actually seen the cosmological lords of life, so to speak. Unless Elune is that. Like, there is a possibility that you are correct insofar as the world trees, because we know Elune is very much connected to all of the world trees. Unless Elune was slowly working her way through, you know, sort of working along with the Titans because she realized Amonthul has a habit of just killing things he doesn't agree with or imprisoning them. So Elune was sort of working alongside them. But then Elune was working with these world trees, and the world trees is meant to invite the cosmological force of life and allow for the cosmological force of life to show up through these world trees. That is another possibility, of course. Lord Rasil was corrupted by Yoxaron, right? Yes, I think, yes. We keep being shown life is created unnaturally in our saints. How do you mean? Either, I don't know if it's a corrupting force, because it definitely invites corruption, but the kind of corruption it invites tends to be void corruption. So it is corruptible. I don't know if the world trees themselves corrupt. If we are to say light, death, and order struck a deal in order to take control of the cosmos, then it is entirely plausible that the void and life struck a deal in order to stop this unholy alliance between the light, the order, and death. So that could also be another thing, right? This is why the world trees and the old gods have such an interest in these world trees. Because it is a deal that was struck between the light and the void. So there's another possibility there. This could explain why Elune seems to be, at least in some way, in Xalatath, or the moon seems to be tied to Xalatath in some way. I don't know what the actual answer is, though. The tree sucks life from the planet through their roots and funnel it elsewhere. I've also thought about that. So my initial theory about the world trees was that with the creation of the Emerald Dream, they needed the Emerald Dream to be anchored to the actual force in the great beyond that can give true life, that can give soul. So life can create life, but it can't create souls. In order to get a soul, it needs to be connected to Azeroth. The world trees would connect the Emerald Dream to Azeroth, thereby allowing souls and anima to enter into the Emerald Dream. That was my initial theory. I'm not entirely sure if I still like it. I just don't have a counter theory to it. But I'm not sure if I still like that one. We were absolutely lied to on Draenor. No doubt. Gilgamesh, what do you mean, why give eternal life to the elves? I mean, that was a gift, right? And in part, at least, it was a gift by Elune. But I mean, it could be that that was the servants that was chosen. And so they genuinely did not want their servants to die. But it wasn't, you just need the one race. You don't need all of the races on Azeroth to be those servants. But then let's be real. On Azeroth, at least, almost everyone has eternal life. The tree gave that life. Worker 3 ended that. And yet they still live fucking forever. They still live a really long time. Like, they don't have immortality anymore. But they still live thousands of years. I have the feeling that all those forces work internally. That is to say, they use the world soul energy, transforming it in singular type of power. So old gods into void, titan machines into order, and world trees into life. And in this process, they also convert the world soul itself. Think using a prism, but blocking all but one type of light. Same source, different output. It's a good theory. That's definitely a viable theory. To me, it looks like the machine installations are meant to deal with the mortals, Earth and the engine, origination, devices, etc., while life-based trees, plants, overgrowth, etc., all aim at the planet itself. One thing I can say, and this is sort of the thing that I'll end on because, there's not much else we can talk about in this regard. But the one thing I will say is the War Within is going to be interesting. Like, you fucking know the War Within is going to be interesting. We might not know exactly what's going to happen, but based on everything that's being set up, it looks like we're heading for something huge. Just based on all of the pieces. I feel the same way I felt just before Legion. Because Legion was like this. There were so many little things set up and made ready. And all of these breadcrumbs just left all over the place. Juicy, juicy little breadcrumbs that you could just run and pick up and see where it leads. And I feel the same way as I did back then. So I'm so psyched. Some M. Night Shyamalan twists. Have you talked more about the song? Which song is that? Gray, you're talking about the Radiant song. Wait, but I agree with that. So how many people in chat actually simps for Xalatath? How many of you would actually subscribe to Xalatath's OnlyFans if she had one? feel like it would be the wrong answer to say no. There you go, Black Waltz. Agreed. She needs to work me more. Crackpot theory, but what if Elune betrayed the void and joined Order in death? Anything is possible. It's not as crackpot as you might think. At this point, anything can happen, right? And anything is really possible. Damn well, I would. Guilty. Dude, Xalatath is... She has that... Oh, man, I fucking hate saying this, but the same way that Alex Straza said it, she has that big mama energy going on. Absolutely. Like, Xalatath is fucking fine, dude. And such a juicy villain. Such a juicy villain. Oh, the Grey. Yeah, I mean, I've spoken about that during Baron's chat. I'm just not entirely sure, right? I'm not sure what to make of it, but I have spoken about that, yeah? Lacey, how you doing? I can fix her vibes. I hate playing alts, but I might level up my priest too this expansion. I think the problem is, I don't think you're gonna need to be a priest in this one. I think everyone's gonna be able to hear the whispers of Xalatath this time around. She can fix me. Ready for the loading screen to change, though. Tired of staring at Alex Strauss's mullets or mulkers. I don't know if I'll ever be tired of staring at Alex Strauza. She is still fine. Even though in her dragon form she's not scary, still fine. Imagine if the whispers were our quest log all along. Dude, I'll say this, and then I have to go to the gym. But I will quickly just say this. Final thought to all of you. Stop thinking about the whispers. You've all heard this, right? The void deals in half-truths. Don't think of half-truths as some of the whispers are true, some of the whispers are not true. Think of half-truths in what they actually are. Every single one of the whispers contains truth as well as some untruth. I promise you, when you read the whispers that way, it makes the whispers a fuck ton more interesting. Like, the whispers kind of become super eerie at that point. Because in the past, people would play with the whispers as if, oh no, this one is a half-truth, it's not true. These might actually be true. So they literally went, if there's 10 whispers, 5 will be true, 5 won't be true. What if all 10 are absolutely true, but they also contain untruths? Or more importantly, they don't contain the full truth. Because if you think about the word speaking in half-truths, it does not mean lying. If I tell you, I'm only telling you half-truths, it doesn't mean that I'm telling you lies. It means I'm not telling you the full story, right? I'm not giving you the whole truth. I'm only giving you some of the truth, which could make every single one of the whispers of Xalatath 100% true. We just don't have the full context because the full truth has not yet been shared. So, yeah. You know, there is there's a lot more. Once you start reading the whispers that way, they blow your fucking mind right quick. Like, once you realize that actually, wait. It's not that any of these are lies. It's that none of these is the full story. So a great example of a half-truth would be a boyfriend going to his girlfriend and saying, your best friend sucked my dick. Not saying that he stuck his dick in her mouth, right? So yes, technically speaking, the girl did suck his dick, but he's leaving out a fundamental part of it. So it is true, but you don't have the full story. Read the whispers like that and come back to me. And then let me know. Let me know what you think of those whispers. Once you've read them that way. I promise you, they get fucked once you read them like that. Who needs to work on their analogies? Dude, I will only ever use sexual analogies because it's the first thing that comes to mind. I can't help it. I wanted to use a much worse... in this one, you're just left thinking, was that consensual or not consensual? It's 2024. This is for you to decide. But I wanted to use one that was far worse. I held myself back. I was like, wait, I can't use that one. That's going to be super bad. Let me use this one instead. Right? But if I used the one that I wanted to use, you would all be going, such fucking filth. Like, how dare he say that? So, you should actually be thanking me. You should actually be thanking me. Don't you know dreams be dreams? True. You shouldn't. But I'm gonna raid out. Is there anyone... Is Pyro streaming at the minute? I don't see him live. No, he's not streaming at the minute. Alright, so I'll raid out to... who do we raid? I don't know. Everything's changed. Let's raid Paranoid Pixie. She's a fellow South African streamer. You guys can go say hello to her. She's pretty cool. She just recently went full-time, so go say hello to her at least. I will be back tomorrow night. Remember, tomorrow night, Baron's chat over on YouTube. We don't stream tomorrow on Twitch, so you find me over on YouTube on the main channel, not this one that I'm streaming to right now, but the main channel. That's where you can find me. Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate all of you coming out, hanging out with me, spending your time with me. I hope you had a ton of fun, as I did. Think of me as I go to the gym. It's been quite rough. At least go say hello to Pixie. You know, fellow South African, all that shit. Tell her Akalon sent you. I love all of you. Thank you so much. And then, of course, just very quickly want to say here to Dilliman, Gilgamesh, to all of you giving out Moon God mailbox for the $100 for the gifted subs. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of that. As always, ladies and gentlemen, be kind to each other. Be good to each other. And I will see all of you in the next one. Peace.